Mic check, mic check.
1 2 1 2. I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Y'all.
What it do, what it don't, what it is, and what it ain't. It's your boy, Don Otaku, aka Don Solo, aka Solo the Don, aka Solo D Swaggy, aka the return of Nintendo the Otaku. Of course, it's a special occasion, so I had to come back. Had to bring him back from the grave. But, of course, I'm here with the one and only Subegels, a.k.a. Subeg, a.k.a. the Green Thumb, a.k.a. the Gaming Gardener, a.k.a. take it away.
AKA the one who jumps through hoops.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And this is Dual-Wield Gaming Podcast. Not a working title, final title. This is episode 19, I believe. Yeah, it's 19, has to be. So yeah, episode 19. What up, what up? We are here. And of course, I forgot, Lognet's very own and the co-host of this fine podcast. What you been up to? What's been going on? How you feeling?
Yeah. Man, I'm actually, all things considered, I'm still doing good. Still been hitting the gym. I was talking to you a little bit before, jumping through hoops, with school and stuff, but it's all good. We're getting through it. Still grinding out my homework and schoolwork, but been streaming a lot lately, actually. Been streaming a lot lately. Been really enjoying it. What about yourself?
Been cooling, been gaming. Actually streamed on Tuesday. Well, yes.
Yeah.
Well, Tuesday, yesterday for us, but 2 days ago when this airs. Yeah. I was playing Marvel Rivals with the guys, with the crew, and then I streamed the first Berserker Kazan.
Okay. The demo, right?
Yeah, the demo that came out.
Okay.
And that was pretty fun. I actually forgot to record gameplay when I was streaming it. But yeah.
Well, you can download your streams, right?
Yeah, but it's too late now. I actually did not even think about that game when I was trying to figure out what games I played this week until I literally just said that. I was like, damn. Oh yeah, that did happen, didn't it?
It's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, other than that, just been cooling. Life stuff, work stuff. I mean, nothing too crazy though.
Man. The grind, it continues. The marathon. Shout out to Nipsey.
Yes, sir. But let's talk about some games. What you been playing lately?
Yeah. So I've been playing actually a lot on stream. Most of the games most of the time that I do play, I've kind of just made it up like a commitment to just stream. I don't know, it's nice to just just click stream and just play and just have fun and enjoy it and shit. But I've been playing Fortnite. It's the usual. We actually had some crazy matches last night when I was playing with my homies. They all fucking died and I was the only one left, and I had the kinetic blade. That's the one that's like more for traversal.
Yeah. And
it was crazy because I was trying to get their cards, but there was like 3 or 4 guys chasing after my ass. So I was like kinetic blade out of there, because you can kind of combo it three times. You press LT, he'll dash, and then you can just do it again and again, and then you have to recharge it. So I ran away, I got in a car, they were still chasing me when I was in my car, and I circled back, and then I picked up all of their cards, and then they were still chasing me. It was just crazy. But yeah, still on that Fortnite grind. Having hella fun with that. It's the usual though. They added some new guns. They added, is it called a rail gun or?
Yeah, the rail gun. That's mostly for Godzilla, but
yeah.
The railgun.
Yeah, they added a railgun. They added do they have like some sort of new pistol in there as well, or am I tripping?
I know they added the lock-on pistol.
Yeah,
but
yeah, that one,
okay.
that one.
Yeah, the lock-on
But, yeah.
pistol. Yeah, I think it's just the kinetic blade, the railgun, and the lock-on pistol. Those are the new ones.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's fun. That railgun is crazy against vehicles. It like when you shoot a car, it like makes it fly.
It just stops,
it's crazy.
bro.
Yeah, it demolishes the vehicle. So it's nice, especially because the vehicles have been kind of the meta lately. So it's nice to have like a weapon that's actually good against them. But yeah, so I've been playing Fortnite, of course. I'm trying to grind out the battle pass. I finished the regular one, so now I'm in like the extra one.
The bonus rewards.
Yeah, exactly. The bonus rewards where it has like the crazy skins for all the people that you've unlocked in the earlier battle pass. But so yeah, Fortnite, been playing that. Still having a lot of fun with it. I've been playing Indiana Jones. I'm still in the Vatican, which is yeah, still in the Vatican. Now I'm exploring underneath, so I'm exploring the catacombs of the Vatican. So I think I'm pretty close to moving on to the next area, but I'm trying to 100% it, collect everything I can. On the first go, I usually don't use a guide or anything like that, so I'm just trying to explore as much as I can. And then if I've missed some things, after I'm done with the game, I'll probably come back and I'll like collect all the shit. But yeah, it's been really good. I've been enjoying it actually a lot. It's very immersive. I know it's a immersive sim-like game, so it's in the name, but it is very immersive. I really like that they went with the first person route. Like I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of in a league of its own. It's a really good game. But I'm still trekking through that. I started up Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 because it's on Game Pass. Shout out to Game Pass. But because the rumors are that there's gonna be a Ninja Gaiden game there at the Dev Direct tomorrow.
What?
So
what are you talking about, Ninja Gaiden? You know what? That could never happen.
That's hella funny. But I've been because that's one of the blind spots for me for character action games, and that's crazy because that's not maybe one of the first ones, but that's one of the ones that kind of built up this genre. It's one of the staples. So I'm kind of playing that. Really easy achievements, at least in the beginning. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, Ninja Gaiden Sigma and Sigma 2 are the worst versions of that game. I tried doing the Sigma versions. I was just like, nah, bro. I'm just gonna play it through backwards compatibility, honestly.
Do they have a Ninja Gaiden 2 Black on backwards compatibility?
There's not a Black edition of 2, but they have Ninja Gaiden Black and Ninja Gaiden 2 through backwards compatibility.
Got it. Oh, so it's only the first one that has the Black version.
Yeah.
Ninja. Okay, interesting. Do you know what's different about 2 and Sigma 2?
So, one, they made them easier, for sure.
Okay.
They made them easier. There's a lot of gameplay changes, but like off the top of my head, I can't remember because I just remember like they're easier and there's gameplay changes that aren't for the better.
Damn. Yeah, I am noticing it's not that hard. Like I feel like Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden 2 are known for being like really tough, and I'm not really having that much difficulties with it. So I mean, I see that it's on the Xbox store. Maybe I'll just cop the original because you said it's better, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I think it's available.
Differences.
But yeah, I'm just kind of grinding through it. It's like I said, I'm not really having that much difficulties. I do have 2 weapons. I have like the sword and like the staff. And yeah, it's actually fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's very linear, which I should have expected because most character action games are hella linear. But yeah, I'm not too far into it. I think I've only beat chapter 1, so I faced 1 boss. I already have 200 achievement points, so it's giving me achievements like out the ass, which is crazy. But yeah, did you figure out what's different about them?
I saw a Reddit post, but it was like a block of text, and I wasn't about to read all that.
All good. But yeah, I knew that Sigma 2 is not like held as favorably as Ninja Gaiden 2, like the original. For some reason I thought Ninja Gaiden 2 it was called Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, but it was exclusive to the 360, right?
Sigma, no.
No, the original one.
Yeah, the original one was.
Got it.
Yeah, so one, there was drastically reduced score, which obviously a lot of people did not like.
Okay.
But then let's see. Oh no, it's a video. I thought he was actually going to explain. All right, so about 70% of the total enemy count was removed. Enemies that remained were given several times increased HP to compensate as a result. The carefully crafted dismemberment system that affected weapon balance was also indirectly changed. This by itself completely screwed up the established balance of the weapons and combat system. Not being able to delimb reliably, along with having enemies be far more tanky and far fewer, makes many encounters far more of a chore than an actual fun experience. Gore completely removed and replaced by purple mist. Honestly, a very minor but still very annoying change in the grand scheme of things. Game was rendered drastically easier as a whole due to how the combat was affected by these changes. Turns what is generally considered the hardest Ninja Gaiden game into by far the easiest. Custom weapon upgrade system was completely removed. Okay, that's what the big one was. That the custom weapon upgrade. I remember that. Now you just get the upgrades when the game decides and can't even choose to focus on maxing out certain weapons. Not only does this limit what you are able to do early on, but in addition, making the game's currency almost completely pointless. You will now always have full HP potions along with all other consumables because money is now basically infinite due to not having weapon upgrades be a concept anymore. Some may like this, but it doesn't excuse the fact that upgrading was made far more limited. Several weapons were removed from Sigma 2 from 2. Yes, really, just removed. Absolutely disgraceful. Not sure if I should even expand on this. New Game Plus system from base 2 removed as well. God knows why, but it's gone. Enemy grabs, for God knows what reason, now do an insane amount of damage, almost to the point of one-shotting you from full health in many cases. This comes out of nowhere and is one of the most jarring things considering how much easier other aspects of the game were made. This is especially big as it basically invalidates several strategies of the game that involve using counters, as ninja throws are instant and are now insanely risky. Can't even charge the bow anymore. Tests of valor have been completely removed. A bunch of other very minor stuff was altered, but it all adds up.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay. That actually sucks.
Oh, and online co-op and jiggle physics were also removed. The jiggle physics is probably the worst of all of this. Like honestly, removing jiggle physics alone, that's like 5 points off in my book.
That's hella funny. So what you're saying is they dumbed down the game for the PlayStation audience, huh?
That's basically what happened.
Wow, that's actually really sad.
You know, they had God of War, and they were like, man, the God of War players are not skilled enough to play this, so we need to make sure that we dumb it down for them.
That's damn. You shouldn't have told me that. Now I'm feeling like, fuck. Why am I playing this? Fuck it. You know what? After we're done, I'm gonna go see how much that Ninja Gaiden 2 OG copy is on Xbox, and I'm a cop. But damn. Anyways, yeah. I mean, I'm still having fun with it.
I'm sorry for ruining this for you. No,
it's all good.
I feel bad.
No problem. No. It's I knew it was worse. I just didn't know to the extent. So, it's actually nice to know what's different about it. Wow. But yeah, it's a fun game. It's on Game Pass. So if anyone wants to check it out, and you have a Game Pass sub, go for it. I mean, we don't know what's happening tomorrow or today that this episode's coming out, but we'll see. What else have I been playing? Oh, I played a little bit of Shadow Generation on Steam. On stream.
What is that?
Yeah. That's a Sonic X Shadow Generation.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's actually fun. I don't have too much to say about it. What can I say? I'll say the production quality in the game is actually pretty high. The cutscenes are pretty crazy. I don't know what's going on in the story, to be honest. The Sonic lore is very confusing and convoluted. But I'm here for the ride. I'm here for the fast action platforming. But I will say I like how Shadow controls in the overworld more so than how he controls in the stages. I think he feels very what's the word, like in the stages it's very strict. And there's times, and even in my stream, where you'll see me try to double back and kind of like go backwards, and you can't really do that. And I kind of like how in the overworld he just feels a little bit more responsive, and he has a little bit more weight in the overworld versus in the stages. But I will say though, one of my nitpicks I have about it is the weight of the character, because like it almost feels like they have no weight to him. Like even Sonic too, and I remember when I was playing Sonic Frontiers, I was like he almost feels weightless, which is weird. Which kind of makes sense if you think about it, like that he's hella fast. But I don't know, like I really like the characters that I control as like to have some weight, and like I also think that they should make it so going fast is more so on the players versus just pressing RT to boost.
Hmm.
Like I want
You
I
like
want to
the
be.
momentum versus just doing the boost dash.
Exactly. Yeah, like I want to be able to be in charge of the momentum. Like I don't want to just boost and just go fast. Like I want to be able to manually go fast and then slow down when I need to and go fast. Like I don't know. It's a
Yeah,
I guess
that's a
I haven't.
big thing in the Sonic community, where there's basically the boost crowd versus
Mhm.
the momentum crowd of like the
Mm,
older Sonic games, like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure
yeah.
2.
Hmm.
Um, but obviously, like the boost gameplay is like the new standard.
Yeah. Like in the homing attack stuff too as well, huh?
Yeah, I mean they had homing attacks in Sonic Adventure 2, but yeah, the dash, this I mean not the dash, but the boost style and the like homing mechanics being the main drivers of your speed are
Yeah.
basically the staple of what they've been doing since like colors and generations.
I see. In Sonic in Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, it was more so like you spin roll to go fast, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, you can do the spin dash, or you just have to build momentum.
I see. I see. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I think they should go back to that. But I think I'm like around 50% done with Shadow Generation, so I'm pretty close. It's not that long. But I've been taking my time. I actually like the challenge levels in there. I think the challenge levels are actually fun and they're actually challenging. But yeah, that's really all I've been playing. Just trying to get through the games. I've been having like something chill on the side, and then I'll have something like deep and hardcore. Like I've been kind of going with that flow lately. But yeah, that's all I've been really playing.
That's what's up. As for myself, let me actually see if I can pull up my stream channel. Let's see what this. Wait, what is this asking me? Fire viewers, yeah, enable this setting, sure. Okay, yeah, I got the. All right. Well, I guess I'll start with. So, Marvel Rivals. Um, was like I said, I was playing on stream Marvel Rivals with the guys. I'm basically hard locked to healer, so I've been cloak and dagger because I'm the only one who actually like plays
Wants to play
healer.
healer.
Yeah, or like I'm good as a healer.
Uh-huh.
So I ain't tripping though. I like playing with cloak and dagger. I still get kills, and it's easier for me to get MVP because of my healing. So only thing is when we lose it and then people start calling for me. I'm like, bro, I can't heal 4 dying people at the same time and y'all all spread out. Like, what y'all want me to do?
Hmm.
But yeah, still going strong on Marvel Rivals. Uh, Obviously Fortnite still going crazy. I finally got to transform into Godzilla
Okay.
last night.
Okay.
And I recorded it. So yeah, got to play as Godzilla. It was pretty fun. You basically only have 3 attacks, which is you can stomp, you can do your what is it called? Heat breath, or I forgot what it's called. The little breath attack. I forgot what it's called. It has a name. I'm not a Godzilla fan by any means. But yeah, the heat breath, and then
Fire breath?
you can roar to find enemies. So it'll mark all of the enemies when you do a roar.
Mhm.
So yeah, basically you're stomping through the stage, trying to kill everyone while everyone's coming to you to do as much damage as they can and take you down, because whoever does the most damage to Godzilla, they get a medallion, and that medallion gives you dashes, which is, I don't think you played the chapter before this one with or not Godzilla, but there was the one with the Greek gods, like Zeus and Aphrodite.
I played it, but I don't really remember too much of it.
Yeah, in Hades. So there was they had this mechanic there where if you go to the underworld where Hades is, if you get into the green water, they would give you these dashes. Like you would have 3 charges of these dashes where you can just it's kind of like a teleport dash, and you would get 3 of them for every time that you touch the water.
Yeah.
And you can use it to escape or to close in on somebody really fast and shotgun them. And it was like really part of the meta of the game. Like you wanted to go to the underworld, you wanted to stay with that green water. And bro, when I say I had this like super epic fight to get a victory royale that I recorded back then, where me and this guy were like just dashing, looking like it was like straight out of an anime, bro, because we were both dashing and trying to shotgun each other at the same time. It was crazy. So basically they brought back that mechanic, but now if you get that medallion, you have an unlimited amount of those. But it's not unlimited because it does have to recharge after 3 times. So it recharges slowly, but you can basically just infinitely replenish your dash, and that comes in handy, especially when you're in a shotgun battle. So yeah, so you want to be the one to do the most damage on Godzilla, and then as Godzilla, you want to kill off as many people as you can while you're Godzilla. So it was, and your partners will basically be protecting you while that's happening. So yeah, that was fun. Other than those, so those are my live servers back, of course, but I've been playing 2 single player games. I am still on Unicorn Overlord. If anything, this is my main game that I've been playing. I'm re-addicted to this game.
That's awesome.
I'm in the 4th out of 5. I'm on the 4th out of 5th, or 4th out of 5 kingdoms.
Okay.
And this one is the Beast People Kingdom. All the anthropomorph characters. So this one like at first when I started, I was like, or like not when I started, but when I got back on, I was like, man, I'm really gonna stick with this. I forgot everything that's going on in the story, and I don't remember what all my units do, because now there are so many units that it's hard to keep track of like what builds I was trying to build and what I was trying to do with these units and what they're good for versus. So at first I was kind of like, man, I was overwhelmed coming back. But then I got back into the groove, and then I was basically just kind of doing some of the side stuff just to get back familiar. So I was doing all the overworld quests and doing the rapport building with the crew to basically get their relationships up. And then I was like, after that, like doing all the rapport, because I basically skipped. I didn't seek out doing rapport and building the relationships. I kind of just skipped over it unless I like saw the heart on the map, and I'd be like, okay, let me just do it because it's right here. But I would never like go seek out their rapport building cutscenes. So I was like, you know what? I got to a part where there was an important kind of relationship building part of the story, and I was like, you know what? Let me just see what all of these cutscenes are about and see like all these characters interacting with each other and how they are. And it actually, like, going through all of the report cutscenes actually made me start to like these characters a lot more. And I was like, you know what, maybe I do like these characters. I'm starting to like them a lot. And yeah, so I started going through all of that, and it was actually pretty fun watching all the cutscenes. And I was like, okay, so now I'm back hooked. And yeah, now I'm in this fourth kingdom, and usually I felt like I was like overpowered when going into most battles, but now I'm actually feeling like, oh yeah, they actually got some beasts out here for real, because I'm actually losing units and losing fights, and I'm like, oh, I can just run up on anybody and get a dub. So I've been having to rebuild my teams and strategize, and now they're just throwing even more units at me with the best bistro people, and I'm like, bruh, I'm just like, bro, I'm at a point where I'm comfortable with what I have, and now you're trying to throw more at me, and I'm like, bro, who do I exchange? Who do I change? And I'm like, so build crafting my teams, that's basically the most time consuming part of it. But yeah, it's really good. The story is also picking up because I'm really close to the final boss. So yeah, there was actually this really cool mission that was kind of unique from all of the other ones that I've done, because they gave me 3 different ways of completing this mission. And it was basically like there's two sides, or I should say, I walked up and got the quest from one person, and he's like, yeah man, this guy over here, he's tripping, and he's gonna get everyone killed because he's trying to side with the enemy, or he's not trying to side with the enemy, but he's basically like being a kiss ass and doing nothing just so they do minimal damage to them. Like they don't kill everybody, but they're still killing people. They're still doing horrible things, but he's basically doing nothing so that the damages are less than they would if they resist. But he's like, nah, we need to go out there and just go out and kill them instead. So then he's like, can you go over there and like we need, and like basically he's trying to go to war with the enemy Zenoria, and the other guy over there is stopping him, and he's like, he won't fight Zenoria, but he'll fight me to stop me from attacking Zenoria. Okay. So he's like, I need you on my side so we can defeat him. Yeah. So then I'm like, all right, let me think it over. So then I go over to that side, and then old buddy's like, I made a deal with Zenoria, like as long as we don't resist, you know, they don't kill all of us. This is to protect the village. This is to protect our people. And no, like they're still the straggly, like they're still the soldiers that don't listen. and they'll like get out of line and kill one or two people, but it's better than them raising the whole city. But with the guy over there going out and attacking these people, they're now starting to kill more often. So I'm gonna go over there and stop him from going to war, and I need you to join me so we can take him out. And I'm like, oh, okay, let me think about it. So then it's like, okay, I heard both sides of the story, and you can literally just jump straight in and be like, yeah, let's, like, if you talk to the first person, you can just jump right in and be like, yeah, let's go kill him, fuck him. But then if you talk to both of them, you get a different like a third option. It's kind of like that GTA 5, the ending to GTA 5. I don't know if you actually got to the end of GTA 5.
No, I did.
Okay, like it's like the ending of GTA 5 where Franklin basically has the choice to kill Michael or kill Franklin or kill why am I forgetting his name? Trevor. But then there's the third option where you kind of do the hard option, which is basically to save both of them and take out everyone who is basically standing in their way.
Yeah.
So you come up with a plan where now the third option is way harder. Like way harder than if you were to do one of the other two options.
Yeah.
But you end up getting both of them to join you if you do that third option. So you basically start a battle between both of them. You basically go in the middle and you send a letter to old buddy on the right and you say, yeah, we're gonna side with the guy on the left. And then you send a letter to the guy on the left and you're like, yeah, we're gonna side with the guy on the right. And then you have to stand in the middle and take out, like, you have to basically stop both of them.
Yeah.
But they're demolishing you from both sides, and you gotta take over both of their camps. And yeah, that was the last mission I did. It was actually like really hard. I was losing units or using revives and shit. So it was actually it was really fun though, because I had to do a lot of strategizing and using a lot of my valor skills and switching out units. It was really intense. So that was actually a really fun mission that I did there. But yeah, Unicorn Overlord. I always forgot about this game when I was mentioning my top games. Yeah. But this was a top 4. Like, that was in my top 4 for 2024, like, no doubt. But for whatever reason, I kept forgetting about it because it was so early in the year. But yeah, man, Unicorn Overlord for sure. We back on. And the new game that I've been putting a lot of time into is Blade Chimera. This is a Metroidvania from Team Ladybug and Playism. And this is the second game that I've played from Team Ladybug. They actually made a game that was in Game Pass for a while called Record of Lotus War Deedlit. And that game, basically, I think it was a Dreamcast game before the Record of Lotus War, which I didn't know until Lord Cognito had brought it up. That was a game that was on the Dreamcast or Sega Genesis, one of those. So this was like a reboot of that game that they did before. And it was a Metroidvania, has that Symphony of the Night art style, just modernized and just really beautiful. But that game was a really cool Metroidvania. They had this system where you had 2 elements, fire and wind, that you would control, and you would switch between them at any time by pressing RB, I believe. And when you would basically switch to fire, And whenever you get attacked by fire, instead of taking damage, you absorb it and you would gain health. And same with wind. If you get attacked by wind elements, you would, if you switch to wind, you would actually accept, like, you would get health and energy from it instead of taking damage. So you would use that to your advantage whenever you're platforming, whenever you're fighting enemies, especially with like the bosses. They'll basically do different attacks, and they'll switch, like, oh, they do a fire attack, and then you have to switch to the fire to like not take any damage, and then because they'll be dodgeable, unblockable attacks. Like, you can't do anything. So it's like, oh, you have to switch to the fire when they do the fire one. You have to switch to the wind when they do the wind one. And that was a really cool mechanic, because I really didn't see Metroidvanias that had something like that, where it's like, no, you don't have to dodge, you don't have to block, just take the attack, but you just have to make sure that you switch to your right ability, which was cool. So once I saw this game, I believe it was announced at a Nintendo Direct. And I was like, oh yeah, this is day one. I could tell just from the art style and their UI system. I was like, oh, this is that team that did Record of Lodoss War, because it has the same damage numbers, it has that same aesthetic. They've upgraded that Symphony of the Night system even more to have more dynamic lighting. Especially with this sci-fi cyberpunk world, the lighting really stands out, especially when you see like the neon signs and you like see it reflecting off of the character. Like if there's like purple, you'll see the purple reflecting, or if there's a light, you'll see like the shadow expanding. And like they did a really good job with this style. I love it. So this game is a sci-fi dystopian kind of cyberpunk world of magic, and or I guess not magic, but like fantasy and sci-fi mixed, because you are fighting dragons, phoenixes, all kinds of mythological creatures. But you do have that, like, you were in a sci-fi city, you are a demon hunter kind of cop that is going out and completing missions for this organization that you work for. And you just got recruited as one of the, I think it is the top rank basically for this organization as a demon hunter. And on your first mission, you fight a dragon, and the dragon is like the S class, or they're called Titans. That's what they're called, the Titan demons. And most time you're not able to defeat them by yourself. So you're fighting this dragon, and then you think that you've defeated him and you corner him, but then he gets the jump on you and he's about to kill you. And you hear a voice that basically tells you to accept its power, and it's a demon that has basically transformed into a big green floating sword that basically has the power to they can manipulate time and distortions in time. So what you like when you were fighting the dragon, you would be able to let me show it. So when you were fighting the dragon, you would be able to hide behind a vehicle to protect yourself from its blast, because there was really no other way of like if you didn't have the vehicle to block the shot, you would die. But you were out in the open, so the sword basically can recreate time distortions and bring back, basically it brought back the vehicle that was there before, and you were able to stop the blast and then kill the dragon. So that is your main ability, is that you can recreate things that have happened before. So if there was a bridge that collapsed, you would basically be able to bring that bridge back and then use it accordingly. So this game is really fun, and I love Metroidvania. That is one of my favorite genres. I started off last year with one of the greatest Metroidvania of all time, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I'm getting those same feels from this game right off the jump.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And so far, I haven't really had those it hasn't felt as like Metroidvania where you get a new ability and you're like, oh, this ability will let me go here, 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 and here.
Yeah.
It hasn't really felt like I'm getting these really big power-ups, but from the jump, the gameplay, like from the rip, is already really good. So you can wield 2 different weapons. You can choose between swords, staffs, knives, and then you also have your ranged weapons like pistols, full auto rifles, shotguns.
Okay.
So they have so basically you can wield a combo of a melee weapon and a ranged weapon with a sword and a gun, which honestly, that is my favorite combo in gaming. Like, if you give me a gun and a sword, I'm automatically like, yes, this is gonna be a great game, because DMC, Bayonetta, those are the ones that I think of. Like, that is my favorite gameplay, having the option to shoot guns and have a sword. So yeah, gameplay from the jump is just really solid. Just like Prince of Persia, it feels good to play from the first time you pick up the controller. The gun feels really good to use, and then every weapon plays differently. Like, the swords are fast and have range. Knives are even faster, but you have to get closer. Then you have like the great swords that are very slow but very powerful. But they all feel great and unique to use, and you can kind of build around it. Like, okay, I want to be the cleaver user and use the big sword. That's basically what I've been doing. And they give you obviously you'll find weapons throughout the world by exploring, and most of the like platforming secrets in with you gaining a weapon, a better weapon, or you also have abilities that you can equip. They'll have some that give you more experience for each kill, because you do level up, and there is a skill tree, which is also awesome. And or you can like have more health, more defense. Basically, you can build around the equipment as well. So there's a lot of customization to this Metroidvania that you sometimes don't really get in Metroidvanias. Like, sometimes your power, your defense, your attack power, everything is kind of scripted. But with this one, it feels more like an RPG on top of a Metroidvania as well. A lot like Bloodstained from Iga. So yeah, this is my main squeeze as far as new games until I don't even know what my next game is. I'm putting off Dynasty Warriors for sure, and I'm putting off Tales of Graces. Those are 2 games I want to play this month, but I think I'm gonna fully commit to this one, and then also playing Unicorn Overlord. But yeah, Blade Chimera, that's my first obsession of the year.
Okay, sick.
All right, but yeah, that's what I've been playing. I almost forgot. The first Berserker, Kazan. So I played the demo. I've been looking forward to this ever since the what was it? It was, let me see. I forgot what was the. I think it was at the Game Awards. Did that work? No, that did not work. Okay. But yeah, at the Game Awards, I believe last year, or Summer Game Fest, that's what it was. They announced this game and it looked really good. But finally got to play it. I actually got the beta when it came to Xbox Insider program.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't play it in time, so I didn't actually get a chance to play it. So now the demo is out, and I played up until the first boss in the game, and the demo does carry over to the main game, so that's always a plus. So right off the rip, this game is gorgeous. The like anime aesthetic on top of the more realistic kind of, it has that Tales of Arise kind of art style.
Okay.
But
like cell shaded.
Yeah, it's like not fully cell shaded. There's some realism, but it has that anime style on, like a mix of the anime and a mix of the reality that I like. So you're a prisoner, you're a traitor. They cut your tendons in your arm so that you can never wield a weapon again, and you're being transported to a dungeon, or you're like where you're basically going to be staying for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
To die out. But then something attacks, you are freed, and there's a demon that's basically calling to you, but you're bleeding out, so you're about to die, and a demon basically says, if you want to live, make a pact with me. And then the demon basically possesses you, and now you are able to fight. So the beginning of the game was pretty cool. This game is very visceral. Like from the first enemy that I killed, like I knew this game was bloody, but like when you kill someone, it's that good gore, that just bloody shower. I was just like, hell yeah. Like I really thought that I had sliced him in half because of how much blood came. I was like, what the fuck? The first time I killed somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the gore, the blood is really cool. And I like how in the snow area, the blood effects actually feel physically rendered and based. So like the splats just cover the snow, and also like you actually move through the snow and you leave trails and footprints. And I was like, okay, they actually put a lot of attention to detail into that as well. So I'm liking a lot of that from a technical aspect. It runs really good on my PC as well. There was really no stutters, no lag at all. So
yeah,
that's also good. So off the rip, this is a Souls-like. It feels like a Souls-like, besides the fact that you use X and Y instead of RB and RT for your attacks, which I actually do prefer using the bumpers and triggers. It's just what I'm used to.
Yeah.
But I did get used to the X and Y after a while.
Okay.
So you have your dodge, not a roll, but you do a little dash. If you dash at the right time, you do like a little after image, and you do extra damage when you do attack. You can parry, but the parry isn't like the Dark Souls parry where like it stops what they're doing. If you parry at the right time, it basically just stops you from it's the Wo-Long parry, if you remember Wo-Long. So if you parry the full combo, like you don't take any, it doesn't take any hits to your stamina, but then you basically free yourself to do major damage because it takes off of their stagger meter.
Yeah.
So yeah, this if you like Souls-likes, you'll most likely enjoy this game.
Yeah.
I do have some issues though.
Yeah.
And I think it's more just because I'm not the biggest Souls-like fan. There's certain Souls likes that I do like. Elden Ring being one, Dark Souls 1 and 3 also.
Yeah.
But this feels more like a Sekiro in the sense that you are only relying on your melee skills. There's no ranged attacks. There's no magic. There's no builds, basically. It's basically just skill-based melee.
Okay.
And I typically don't want that in a Souls. Like, I like having builds. I like being able to have options of what I'm gonna do. Like, what do I want to use? I love using magic in Elden Ring. I like being like a mix of melee and magic. So there not being even the option of a bow and arrow or any kind of like ranged weapon, it's literally just run up and it's like you have to be skillful with the melee. Which, like, the melee is fun, it feels good, so I'm not complaining, but at the same time I don't think I want to play a full Souls like with only melee. 2, I need a jump button. Elden Ring spoiled me, and I was so aggravated playing this game because there is no jump. And not even like the Zelda and God of War, there's no jump. I mean, like, literally you go to a ledge and you think you can kind of like jump off the ledge once you like run towards it. No, this motherfucker just drops. He literally just drops straight down. And so there was a time, like, there was a moment where I fought a secret boss. Like, you know, they always have that boss at the beginning of the game that's optional and very hard. And I fought him and died. So then I was trying to go back, but I ended up going the wrong way, and I dropped off a cliff. I was like, oh wait, I think I'm going the wrong way. Let me turn around so I can fight this boss. Well, guess what? Once you drop down, you cannot get back up. You are stuck. You cannot climb. You can't go back. There's no mantling, no way of going back. No matter how big the ledge, like, you could have the ledge could be like only up to your waist. You are not getting back. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, this, like, I was so aggravated at that point, to the point that I ended up just jumping off the stage. Like, literally right now, I literally ran off the cliff just so I could go back to the checkpoint, and then go try to fight that boss again. I think I ended up losing my souls because of that, because I died to the boss again. So that was aggravating. But so far the enemy variety, I mean, it was the first level, but there was like 4 types of enemies, which isn't too bad. There was I got a little, I was like, everyone kept on calling me out because they were like, bro, are you okay? Because they were like, hey man, you sound a little racist over there, bro. There was these monkeys, bro.
Oh no.
And they would gang up on you and then just keep on doing these drop kicks. At one point, I was like walking towards an edge, like a cliff, because there was an item there. I was like, oh, let me go pick up this item on the edge of this cliff. Yeah. Monkeys come out, they start jumping and kicking, and then they kick me off the stage. Bro, I'm pissed. I'm I'm over here screaming, "You fucking monkeys!" And everyone's like, "Bro, what did you say?" I'm like, "No, it's really monkeys, I swear." But yeah,
that's hella funny.
I was getting mad on stream. The stream was hilarious.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I feel like if you're a fan of Sekiro, if you're a fan of like any Souls-like. If you're the Souls-like guy, this is your next game for sure.
Okay.
If you're like me and you're more of an Elden Ring fan than you are like a Souls-like fan, then I would probably wait for a sale, wait for Game Pass. That's how I'm feeling about it right now.
Okay.
But yeah, bro. And then there was this fucking Yeti. Oh, another complaint. The boss, like the first big boss,
Yeah.
literally was copy paste. He had the copy pasted moveset of the little mini boss Yetis. He just did more damage and like slight variations to the moveset. So I was kind of disappointed about that because it made him pretty easy to defeat because I already learned the patterns of the Yetis that I was fighting. So you fight the bigger Yeti and then he's doing the same patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Except that he did hit me with this Zangief move where he grabbed me, jumped in the air, spun me around, and then bodied me. And I was like, no fucking way. But yeah, man, this game, I feel like it's gonna have an audience for sure.
Okay.
There's definitely gonna be a lot of people who enjoy this game, especially in the Souls-like community. But yeah, that's basically I was about to say Tales of Kanzero for some reason. The first Berserker Kazan.
Yeah.
All right. So that's everything I've been playing. I've already extended the show with all the fucking talking.
It's all good. It's all good.
But let's get into a warm up, because right after, or I guess like right before last episode aired, but right the day after we recorded,
Yep.
the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal trailer came out. Shadow dropped, just like I said. Thank you for that $10. Oh, you know what I used that $10 gift card for? I got the Fragpunk Pioneer bundle.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Nice.
I wanted to support and get the skins and items that they give out. So yeah, it was only $9.99, so I was like, fuck it. And they're platform exclusive, so I got the Steam and the Xbox one.
Okay.
Because they give different ones for each platform. So yeah, I'm excited about Fragpunk. So
Me too. Dude, that day is gonna be I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Split Fiction or Fragpunk, man.
bro, I keep forgetting that those are the same day.
Yeah, dude, it's bruh. And then Xenoblade and what's it called? Assassin's Creed also the same day.
Yeah, same week at least.
No, they're the same day.
Oh yeah,
March 20th.
Xenoblade. I thought you were trying to say Xenoblade was and Assassin's Creed were March 6th, but yeah, they're both March 10th.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Nintendo Switch 2 was officially revealed, and man, I was like, that design, I never seen it before. It was cool seeing that for the first time. It looked amazing. I was like, man, that is such a fresh design that I've never seen before. Like, damn.
It wasn't leaked at all.
Yeah, like that was my first time ever seeing that Switch 2, and I was just like, bro.
They did it.
So yeah, obviously, if you watched past episodes, we have seen a lot of leaks for the Switch 2. But it was nice getting that official reveal and seeing the first game that to show off the Switch 2, which we'll be talking about as well. But first, I just wanted to ask you, as someone who has already extensively seen every nook and cranny of the Switch 2 before the reveal trailer, like she was spreading it wide open before the wedding day. Like there was no surprise on the honeymoon. How did you feel about the reveal trailer in and of itself?
Yeah, I was still hyped, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not jaded when it comes to Nintendo stuff, but I was still like hella hyped when I watched it because I watched it right when it dropped at like 5 a.m. over here, and I was like, I was literally laying in my bed.
Bro,
I
hold up. Did you stay awake up until 5 a.m.?
Yeah, I
Because I was
did
like,
actually.
I know he did not wake up.
I
I
Nah, I
was like,
stayed awake.
I was like, why are you up? I wake up at 4 a.m. to go to work. So I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
up. But I
Uh,
know damn well you not waking up at 5 a.m.
Hell nah. No, I definitely stayed up. Cause I forgot. I think it was in one of the Xbox 2 Discord, one of the channels. They were talking about it, how like what's the guy name? What's the guy's name that leaked the information about
Nate the
it? What,
Hate?
Nate Drake? Nate
Yeah,
it's Nate the
Nathan
Hate.
Drake or Nate the Hate.
Yeah, one of those two.
They're the same.
Yeah, because they were saying like, oh, it's gonna be at blah 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 UK time, and I was like looking it up on my end, because it was like probably like 2 or 3 a.m. and then I was like, okay, so that's 5 a.m. So I was like, okay, let me just stay up for another 2 hours. So I was just laying in my bed. I was just like listening to some podcast or some shit, and then yeah, I seen it dropped on the Nintendo UK channel, and I was like, bruh, I was like, first of all, I was like, why the hell did UK get it first? Like I was kind of mad, and then second off, I was like, okay, nah, this trailer is actually pretty fire because it starts off with like the switch, the OG switch, and then you hear like those little sound effects, the little bloop bloop, and then like it fucking gets bigger, and then you see like the back of it like scaling off, and then becoming the new switch, and then yeah, I was hyped to see it, man. I was like, this is sick, and then you see the part where the Joy-Cons attached to the little thing and they're gliding on the thing, and I was like, oh yup, that's the mouse thing that we were talking about. And then yeah, and then they showed Mario Kart, or Mario Kart, we still don't know what it is, right? But they showed because in the Switch, in the OG Switch release, it was kind of like they just showed off Mario Odyssey and we didn't know what it was, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, it was lit, and then they had the little blurb of it being like, oh yeah, this is gonna be fully backwards compatible, and some games might not work, which people were up in arms about for
Yeah.
some reason,
We'll
even
talk
though
about
it's
that as
like,
well.
yeah, exactly. And then I don't know, man, I was hella excited. I was like, bruh, let's go. I was literally in bed like, let's fucking go. Like they did it. But that's just, I don't know. Like I knew exactly what it would look like, through the leaks and all the Reddit stuff that we went through even on the show. We already knew it was gonna be backwards compatible. Nintendo literally announced that in a tweet, right?
Yep.
And then
Oh, but
yeah,
you know that tweet didn't specify if it was going to be only digital games or
yeah,
physical and digital games. So Tom Warren and some of the others were out there like, well, they didn't specifically say that it was going to be
yeah.
physical games.
Hmm.
So this time they have to say digital and physical games for you
Yeah.
dumbasses out there.
which is funny because I was like, I remember we had that conversation where you told me like they only really don't do backwards compatible when they change the format of it.
Yeah,
right?
like the actual game, like the physical game format, usually
Exactly.
from disc to cartridge or cartridge to disc.
Yeah,
80% of the Nintendo hardware is backwards compatible.
Exactly. Like I remember with the OG DS, it had the little Game Boy slot for it, right? And then the 3DS, it let you play DS games. The Wii let you play GameCube.
And the Wii U let you play Wii.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like they low key have been doing backwards compatible. So it's like, oh, man, I don't know. I had faith in them, man. I knew it wasn't gonna be like too good to be true. I knew it was gonna be like, nah, this is what we're doing. But yeah, man, I was excited. Like TLDR, I don't care about how jaded people were. I was like, let's fucking go. New Nintendo console.
Yeah. So same. I was still at work, and when I was literally working when it hit 5, and then I looked on Twitter and I saw the first look trailer. I was like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And then watched it. Obviously I had already seen his design, but bro, just the trailer itself, I was still hyped just seeing the Joy-Con change into the Switch 2
Exactly.
Joy-Cons, and then seeing the like how like even getting the size comparison, because actually seeing the size comparison there where it morphs was really cool as well, just because you can actually see it physically, like, oh yeah, these are considerably bigger, bigger and blacker, as we like it. It's a BBC big black controller.
That's hella funny. But yeah, it's the trailer was great, honestly, because if you think about it, Nintendo does things deliberately, right? Like when they showed the Joy-Con, they showed the analog stick moving, right? Like they didn't just show the Joy-Con, they zoomed into it and they showed the analog stick moving, which obviously led me to believe it's like, yeah, we're getting Hall effect sticks, right? And then the same thing with the Joy-Cons gliding on the surface. It was like yeah, that's showing that it's like the mouse stuff. So it's like everything Nintendo does is deliberate. So
Yeah. And
man, it
even
was great.
This trailer in itself is deliberate because the whole point is to show you the difference between the Switch 1 and the Switch 2, to show, hey, just so there's no mistakes, you can see in this trailer, all like, it's bigger, it's black, and it's like transforming the old one into the new one, just to show you these are not the same. And obviously the name in and of itself, with even the logo, is there to just be like, do you see this big ass, the 2 is as big as the Switch symbol itself, just to be like, this is not a different version of the Nintendo Switch. Look how big this fucking 2 is. Like, they want you to know this is the sequel. This is a completely new generation. This is not a add-on. This is not a OLED type of deal. This is a new product. So, yes, the Switch 2. So I was hyped.
Finally.
Yeah, I was just sitting there, just like, bruh, watched the trailer like 5 different times. Yeah. And then when they showed Mario Kart, I was like, oh, that's a new Mario Kart. And I kept replaying that. And I was like, hell yeah, bro. Yeah, they showed the dock. They showed the new peripheral for the Joy-Cons in TV mode. And yeah, man, it was hype, bro. So let's see. What do we want to tackle first? So we talked about the reveal trailer. Let's talk about the blurb at the end. Plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games as well as Nintendo Switch games. Asterisk. Nintendo Switch 2 plays both physical and digital Nintendo Switch games. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2. Details will be shared on the Nintendo website at a later date. So, of course, there were people on Twitter and even in the Discord that we're in, trying to automatically just jump into conclusions and spreading FUD, like, oh, how are you not going to support all games? Typical Nintendo. I'm over here like, bro, remember when the PS5 backwards compatibility was like, and they were saying, oh, it's not going to be compatible with all games, and like the same thing happened where people were like, oh, it's not going to be compatible with all games. What? But the Xbox, it plays all the games, and you like, and then it turned out to be like 10 games that no one had ever heard of that weren't compatible. And I'm like, bro, like, why are we doing this? Why are we jumping to conclusions for something that is obviously not going to be as big as a deal as you're making it? It's going to play 99.99% of the games on the Nintendo Switch library. And off the rip, I already know at least 2 that are either not going to be supported or not fully compatible. And one of those is 1-2 Switch, and the other one is Nintendo Labo. Because both rely on the IR blaster on the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con, which as you could see from the trailer, because I did look at the trailer just to check for that IR sensor, there is no IR sensor on the Joy-Con, the new Switch 2 Joy-Cons. So with that feature gone, Labo is completely like out of the picture, because one, it wouldn't fit in the cardboard because of the size difference, but two, there's no IR sensor, which is one of the key components of how that how the Labo works. So Nintendo Labo is out of the question. There's only a couple of games that use the IR, like a couple mini games that use the IR sensor in the 1-2 Switch. So maybe not fully compatible. Maybe they'll still allow it on there, and maybe just do an update where if you're playing on the Switch 2, it's like these mini games don't exist.
Yeah.
But I could
What
also
about
just
like oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, like, what about like Mario Kart Home Circuit?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. That would also be another one.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually forgot that game existed. So that would also be another one that wouldn't be fully compatible. Now, the one thing I'll say is that I do believe that, like, this hasn't been confirmed, but I believe that you'll be able to use the Switch 1 Joy-Con on the Switch 2 just via Bluetooth.
Okay.
So at the same time, I feel like, wouldn't you just be able to like bring your old Joy-Con and use them on Labo or Mario Kart Live or 1-2 Switch if push comes to shove? But I also think that they're doing it just to not confuse consumers who might still pick up this game for the Switch 2, and then they're like, well, it didn't work, and why is that? Like, so I understand, and also just legal reasons in general, like they probably have to say that just in case.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the end of the day, I don't think this is anywhere close to as big a deal as people are gonna make it. Oh, I guess also Ring Fit also.
Okay, yeah.
You have to slide it into the ring, which I have somewhere over here.
I think yeah, you're right, probably, because like even in the little asterisk it says may not be supported on or fully compatible.
Yeah, the fully supported is like the big one.
Exactly. But yeah, I think it's not going to be as big of a deal as people make it out to be. But yeah, man, it's cool. At least we got the confirmation.
Yeah, and you know, especially for Tom Warren, he can see that it's physical and digital. All right, now the heartbreak, at least for me, because you know, someone here put out the, before I even finished the video, he's like, direct,
I'll take blame.
February 4th. I was like, February 4th? Hell yeah, that's close by. We about to get that in like 3 weeks.
I apologize.
And then it ended up being the UK trailer. But yeah. Okay. So the real date, April 2nd. 3, or not really 3 months, but about 2.5 months, we will have the direct fully revealing the Switch 2. How'd you feel about that? Having to wait afterwards after getting this reveal?
Yeah, I actually thought it was February. I was like, oh, we're getting it in a few weeks. I was hyped, and then I was like April. I was like, I was a little disappointed to start, but it's not that big of a deal because I have so many games to play. So honestly, like, I kind of felt a little relieved. I'm not even gonna lie, because there's so many games coming out next month, and then there's gonna be so many games coming out in March. So it's like it sucks waiting, because I do want to know like all the games that are gonna be on it, or maybe the unannounced games that they might show and stuff like that. Like you know, the 3D platformer. We'll see if they could show an Animal Crossing. You never know, you know, like Like I feel like it'd be smart to launch like the biggest selling Switch titles, like the sequels to those, like in the first year. I feel like that'd be smart. So maybe they will show off Animal Crossing. But
As long as they actually support it this time throughout the
yeah,
lifespan.
for sure. Like treat it like a live service for sure. But yeah, I was initially, yes, I was disappointed, but to be honest, I could wait. I could wait because that means that it's gonna follow the same trajectory of the Switch 1, which is the teaser, and then 2 months later the full reveal, and then 2 months later the launch. So
Yeah.
I'm on board with it. I'm on board with it.
Yeah, I was disappointed, but I because I'm like I don't understand why you would even reveal it at that point and then tell us to wait 3 months basically.
Yeah. 2.5 months.
Yeah,
But yeah.
but then I realized that it was like, oh well, now third parties can talk about the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Like in any company that isn't going to be in the Nintendo Direct, they can go ahead and just be like, yeah, we're making a game for the Switch 2. So at that point I was like, okay, yeah, I guess this is more for the third parties and also for the casuals who are not keeping up with every single Switch 2 rumor. This is also a big deal for them too. So because I did show it to a friend that I know has not seen any of the leaks. He doesn't really keep up with stuff like that, and he was hyped. He was like, "Bro, this shit looks sick." I'm like, "Yeah, man, this is the first time we're seeing it." He's like, "Yeah, bro." Like, so he was excited about it. So I was like, "Okay, I understand." Like, not. I understand why they can wait. Plus, there's supposedly supposed to be a final Nintendo Switch 1 Nintendo Direct coming up in February. So we're still gonna get some more like the last slate of games for the Nintendo Switch before that. So I'm understanding
Yeah.
what the plan is. But yeah, all in all, I'm super excited, and April can't come soon enough. Now let's talk about the one game that has been, or at least the one first party game that has been revealed, Mario Kart Asterisk. So first impressions, how did you feel seeing Mario Kart, the new Mario Kart for the Switch 2?
I was I wouldn't say I was surprised because I thought it was gonna look like, I don't know, it kind of doesn't look super like different. It kind of looks like the same. The character models obviously look different, but just like the overall general like aesthetics. But when you like look closely at it, you can see like even like the floor of the track. It's like higher resolutions and stuff like that. So like when you look at it like more with like a keen eye, it does look, there are improvements there. But just like generally when I first seen it, I was like, this doesn't look that much different than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah, I had the same reaction where I was just like, oh, I mean, it doesn't look that much different. Just like, I'm pretty sure there's no one who saw it the first time and was just like, man, that's a massive upgrade. I don't think there's anybody who did that, because at the end of the day, the art style, the stylistic choices of the game are still kind of the same as Mario Kart 8. It isn't until you actually look at the textures on the ground and the draw distance, the like even looking at the vehicle models on Mario's, and like once I saw a side-by-side comparison, especially to Mario Kart 8, you can notice a pretty big difference.
Okay.
So I did see a side-by-side that Game Explain did.
Okay.
And that's when because it's that feeling of like you know how when you look back on a game and or like when you get a remaster that doesn't like let's say like Skyward Sword HD.
Okay.
When I saw Skyward Sword HD, I was like, this is what the game always looked like.
Yeah.
Like they didn't do anything until I went back and looked at Skyward Sword, and I was like, oh no, like no, they actually. Shout out to the fire truck, shout out to the fire station, man. Shout out to the fire. I mean, put that fire out, bro.
They're still going,
we
bro.
don't need no wildfires around here, cuz.
I'm sorry.
Nah, but yeah, like it wasn't until I looked at what Skyward Sword actually looked like that I was like, oh, this is not how I remembered it. Same with like Wind Waker HD. You don't like when you see Wind Waker and you see Wind Waker HD, there's a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
So when I saw the side by side, I was like, oh, did it really look like this? Like, because the Mario Kart tentatively 9 or 10, we'll see. I'm leaning 10 as far as the numbering goes.
Okay.
But if they even do a number. But the animations aren't like there are actual character animations when it comes to the characters. You get that little jump from him where he actually moves with the jump, and it wasn't like a ramp jump. It was kind of like it was like hitting a bump, and you see him like hop up. It has that next level feel when it comes to the animations, like Next Level's Luigi Mansions games, where all the animations are very deliberate, and they basically have a lot of attention to detail when it comes to all of the animations. So there's a little squish when he does the hop where he kind of stretches and squishes when he lands, and there's more lighting and detail changes on the vehicle itself. The tires have a lot more texture. Also, the polygon count is noticeably different because if you zoom in on Mario Kart 8, you can actually see like the sharper edges around the steering wheel and around the bumper and on the tires. Like they're just not as sharp, or like but you can like see that there's a lack of polygons because there's that like octagonal feel to it. But here, like the steering wheel is completely smooth, so the textures are more high quality. The ground textures, especially the background textures, because of the art style, Nintendo is really good at hiding all of that when you're playing it. It's not until you start to so like Mario Kart 8 looks amazing. Like I'll never say that Mario Kart 8 looks bad. It still to this day looks amazing because of how the art style is. And then in 10 years, it'll still look amazing.
Yep.
Because of that art style. So they're good at hiding all of the technical, I wouldn't say like mishaps or like anything that's not technically impressive. The art style does a good job of hiding it. So when you see something with a similar art style, you don't really notice the graphical changes until you like really look at it. But yeah, I would recommend going to Game Explain and checking out their side-by-side comparison between 8 and the footage that we saw of the new Mario Kart. It actually shows a pretty nice difference. And there is also, I don't know if you've seen him popping up on Twitter and YouTube, but there is a developer who has worked on the Switch 1, the Wii U, Wii U, 3DS, Wii. He's worked on a bunch of Nintendo consoles, and he actually talked about, like, he actually went into more detail of what he's seeing on the Switch 2 and why he believes this is going to be way more powerful than people are expecting. So his channel, sorry, I can't remember the name, so I'm looking for it now. Here it is. His so Sungrand Studios, that's the channel, and he does a little breakdown of the Mario Kart footage, and he goes on to talk about how there's like, instead of, I'm not the most technical person ever, so I'm just gonna like kind of paraphrase what he was saying, because I don't remember every single technical jargon they use, but he's basically saying that this Mario Kart is using physically based rendering, which the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe did not, and a lot of games on the Switch really didn't because of how taxing it is. Yeah. But he was saying that this one is actually using physically based rendering, and it's using volumetric lighting, as well as volumetric fog instead of just a like the base fog that you would see in other Switch games. Especially, he was talking about like in Zelda, you'll see that fog, and because it's not volumetric, it really, like, there's no light that kind of shines through. It's just kind of a texture that's just sitting there, versus when you have volumetric fog and volumetric lighting, it's like 3D rendering, and you can see the light cutting through trees, and like you'll see the light spilling through the leaves of trees, and like the god rays, things like that. Those are things that he was able to pick up in the trailer as well, that he was able to spot differences like that, because he's saying volumetric lighting is really taxing on the Switch, and a lot of games don't use it because of that. So he was basically saying a lot of people, you won't see that like off the rip in this footage, but just knowing that they're using that on the Switch 2, that alone shows how big of a jump this system is. So Sungrand Studios, that is also one to check out as well.
Do you know what he was a developer on, like what games?
That I actually didn't look up, but I'm guessing if his studio is actually called Sungrand Studios, I can look that up.
But yeah, that's cool though. Like, yeah, I mean, we still don't know exactly what's in the Switch 2. I mean, like, we know based off of leaks and stuff, but like, we still don't know how it's gonna be utilized. So that's still it's still up in the air. But I'm not that worried, honestly, especially considering that they're using NVIDIA stuff. I think that will do a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah. But that was basically Mario Kart launch title, or because the first game we saw on the Switch was Breath of the Wild, and that ended up being the launch title for the system. First game we're seeing is Mario Kart. Is this the launch title? Day one.
Yeah. I'm going with a yes.
Mario Kart Day one. Is it gonna sell more copies than our Switches? Like Breath of the Wild did.
Wait, one more time?
Is it gonna sell more copies than there are Switches to sell? Like Breath of the Wild did, where there was like 110% what do they call it? Attach rate.
Like attach rate? Yeah. That's hella funny. Wait, I didn't even know that. So Breath of the Wild sold more like on launch than the Switch did.
Because people were able to pick up copies of Breath of the Wild, but there was not enough Switches, so they just had their copies of Breath of the Wild.
That's hella funny.
But they were still waiting on their Switch.
Okay. Honestly, yeah, probably. People are excited. Whatever games are at launch on Nintendo platforms, usually those are the ones that get bought. So with the system. But yeah, no, I'm thinking that it's gonna be there day one.
All right. So now that the official reveal is here, they've basically confirmed a lot of the leaks from the IR, or not the IR, but the optical sensor on the Joy-Con, the magical C button that they erased the C on the trailer
Yeah.
that we still don't know about. The extra USB port. I just want to let's talk about hardware. So we've done little we've like asked each other like what is the gimmick, and I just wanted to ask first off, are we still on the C button being chat? Is that's going to be the chat button, or whatever kind of communication button? That's what the C button is. We're still on that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. There's one other piece of hardware that still has me thinking that there's a little more to this system than meets the eye. I don't think the optical sensor is the only gimmick that we'll be seeing with the Switch 2.
Okay.
And that is the extra USB-C port.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people will think, oh, it's just so you can charge it from the top or charge it from the bottom, whichever works better for you. I just don't think that they would do that just for that reason. I think they're gonna basically redefine the meaning of Switch with that USB-C port.
Okay.
And I was always thinking like, okay, what if you could just attach a second screen to that USB-C port that you buy separately, of course, and then you're able to play dual screen with that second screen. It's just an attachment. You just slide it on there, and then you can kind of do like a little fold. And I was thinking this when we were first talking about the USB-C port, the second one, but then turns out that Nintendo was also looking into this idea. Did you know that? Because oh, here it is. Because they actually have a patent that Nintendo posted, and this was way before all of the Switch 2 leaks and all the hype for the Switch 2, that they posted this patent, or this patent became public. So sorry, let me pull that up. It is, where's the link? So, oh, here it is. Okay. Oh my God. All right. Sorry. Okay. So here is the link. Let me see. I will post it. It's in there, but I'm just gonna post it again so you can see it in the Discord. All right, here it is. No. All right, hold on. Damn. Okay, so that's the pattern right there.
Okay.
All right, so you can see, and they basically put the Switch 2 there just to like show what they're attempting.
Yeah, I see that.
And this patent is to add a peripheral second screen to a handheld device.
Okay.
And there was Hold on. This patent.
Hold on.
Let
Give me 1 second, all right?
Yeah, no problem. And there are more pictures from this patent, so I'm trying to find it. If it'll load. There we go. So as you can see, the screen is able to fold.
I'm back.
All right. So yeah, it's basically, if you go to that link, it actually has more pictures and it has an abstract that basically says this electronic apparatus comprises a first device and a second device. The first device and the second device can be detachably attached to each other. The first device has a first surface and a first display and a first connection unit which are positioned on the first surface. The second device has a second surface, a second display that is positioned on the second surface, a second rear surface that is on the reverse side of the second surface, and a second connection unit that is positioned on the second rear surface. Basically saying that the second device will have two screens, one on the front, one on the back. This is all in Japanese, which I can translate, but I just want to see the drawings. All right, here it is. So we can see the first device, or this is the front of, no, this is the first device, I believe. And there was a picture of the actual connection mechanism where it had the hinge and where the USB-C port would be that I'm trying to find. Here it is. So this is the actual, this is on page 11 of 16 on the drawings tab. Subeg's.
Page 11 of 16.
So they kind of show that little mechanism, like the USB-C attaching, and there's these hinges there, so that you're able to fold the device. And yeah, that an optional second screen that they can kind of sell separately, maybe later in the generation. I don't think they would just go off doing it in the or I guess it would be the best time to introduce it at the beginning of the generation.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe if they add DS / Wii U, maybe not Wii U.
3DS.
Yeah, DS and 3DS compatibility. I guess Wii U
Where
would work as well.
you said it was on full text or what?
So when you open that link,
Yeah.
go to the third tab, that's drawings,
Okay.
and then it's the 11 out of 16. You're able to see the port where it attaches.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I see it. Huh. And this is something that Nintendo themselves filed.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
So they filed this. When was this?
2022.
Yeah, 2022. So I remember it was before the leaks, and I forgot about it. Once all the leaks started, I just kind of forgot that this happened.
Yeah.
Publication date actually, international filing date was 2022. The publication date was 2023. So, but yeah, a second screen, buy separately, attach it to the top of the Switch 2, and it folds just like a DS. 3DS has supposedly two screens, so you would have one on the back. I don't know how they would use that. But yeah, man, that now patents don't always mean that they're gonna use this idea. They're not gonna go into full production, but just a thought. When I saw that second USB-C, this is what it made me think of.
Okay.
What do you think about this idea?
Yeah, that'd be Yeah, that'd be cool actually. I was already thinking like the mouse sensor stuff can be used for DS and 3DS emulation if they use the touchscreen, but this would be a even better solution for that if it does have all that 3DS DS emulation stuff. Yeah, this would actually be cool. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by this.
Now, I was thinking, well, that is an interesting use case for the Switch 2 and the USB-C, but I was like, why? It's a USB-C port. It can be used for so many different things. Why stop at just adding a screen? Why not take that Switch moniker and have that USB-C port as basically an experimental peripheral where they just make a bunch of different apparatuses for it, whether it be, oh, attach a camera, attach I didn't think that far through, but I didn't think of any other ideas. But like, yeah, I was thinking you could attach a camera to it, or maybe you can attach a mic so that you can just have. If I'm guessing there's a built-in mic, but if there's not a built-in mic, then you could just attach a mic that you can kind of just talk into without having a headset, or an additional speaker. That a more powerful speaker you can attach. Even if it's something like a Thunderbolt, if it's like a really powerful USB like a Thunderbolt, I would even say you could add extra GPU power, extra RAM, like an expansion pack that just attaches onto your Switch 2. So I think that's gonna be how they kind of re-establish the Switch moniker, instead of, because the Switch 1 is all about the hybrid switching between TV mode and handheld. I think with the Switch 2 they're going to try to redefine it by using a USB-C port as a way to show off all the different ways that you can, like all the different peripherals and devices that you can switch on to the Switch 2, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Any ones that you can think of that would be a good use case for that?
Nah, not really. I was actually thinking like I'm happy that they kept the headphone jack. I'm actually happy about that. But for the extra USB-C port, yeah, maybe they could even do something like, I don't know, yeah, like a screen link type of thing, like you were saying. Maybe it could even just be like you can have like a fucking like a HDMI to USB-C cable type thing where it can show like a picture on both, like your portable and your TV screen that you're using. Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting thought actually. Is there any other devices that have something like that?
Not that I've seen, but I wouldn't put it past a lot of these handheld makers. There's a lot that just kind of people overlook because they're usually like no-name companies.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I was definitely just thinking like, oh, it's the extra USB-C, so you can, like you were saying, so you can charge it while you're playing, because you can't really, like, if you have it like on like a surface, like let's just say I put my palms on my desk and I have like my Switch, I can't charge it while doing that, and you can't charge it while putting it on the stand either. So I was definitely thinking like, oh, it's probably just there for charging purposes, but
I mean, it could definitely just be that, and then I'm just over here overthinking. But that patent just kind of it felt like there's a purpose for that
Yeah, no, it
other
definitely does.
than convenience.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
All right. But was there any other gimmicks or any last minute guesses for predictions of something that we're just not seeing yet but could be a big deal?
No, not really, honestly. I think like all the stuff that we already know, like the Hall effect stuff, the Hall effect joysticks. That could be like a gimmick, but I just think that it's just smart that they're doing that. But nah, not none that come to my mind. Like I'm still hoping, and this might be copium, but I'm still hoping it's something like, oh, any game that you plug in on the Switch 2 from the Switch, it just like enhances by itself or something like that. I'm still hoping that could be something cool.
I think just because of Nvidia, I believe that they would, because Nvidia has tech like that already.
Yeah.
And even the Nvidia Shield had something similar when it was using the Tegra X1.
Yeah.
So I believe that they do have that capability. But that may be wishful thinking as well.
Yeah, I hope so, because I want to play that Tears of the Kingdom at 60 FPS, you know, a little sharper resolution. Like I would love that. Like I'm not even hoping for like 1440p or 4K. Like if it's 1080p 60, I'm okay with that, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any other gimmicks. What about you?
No, those were mine. That was mine. I think that's their trick up the sleeve. That it's the Mario Odyssey moment of showing only half of your hand, and you're just like, yeah, this is what we got, and you're like, man, they got a 3-pair. That's already cool. Like they got it, and then they're like, oh, but guess what? I still got another one here, and then you got the 4 of a kind, and then you didn't even know that they had it. I think that's their last card that they're gonna pull out.
Okay.
Even with the Switch 1 reveal, they didn't really show everything that they had.
Yeah.
It was like they showed off the hybrid stuff. They showed the Joy-Cons popping off and sliding on, TV mode, the dock. But they didn't show the motion controls. They didn't the gyro controls. They didn't show the IR sensor. They kind of like, and they didn't talk about HD Rumble either, which would be kind of hard to show off in a trailer on the reveal. So I believe that they still have some tricks up their sleeve that they're still keeping under the tuck. And I also think that because we don't talk about this enough, HD Rumble was a big thing, and then DualSense ended up being a huge improvement on it that kind of stole the limelight from HD Rumble. I think we're gonna see a much enhanced HD Rumble on the Switch 2 that rivals the DualSense.
Okay.
Although I don't think they're gonna do the triggers, because
Yeah, there's not triggers on the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
It's still just buttons.
But yeah. Let's talk Switch 2 lineup.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say we're just gonna guess and I'll do. All right, I have it. We're gonna do 6 first-party games.
Okay.
And 4 third-party exclusives that we will see in the Switch 2's first year.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna guess what the lineup is. I guess we can just not include Mario Kart. We'll say that Mario Kart is the 11th. game on the list because we already know Mario Kart exists.
Okay.
So yeah, first, any day one launches besides Mario Kart from first party.
No, I think honestly, first party is going to be relatively light to on launch day. I think that they are going to just focus on like maybe one or two titles. Mario Kart being one of them. I think they'll do something like how kind of the Switch did, where it was like you're gonna have this like single player game that you can play, and you're gonna have like this multiplayer game, right?
Yep.
So I think it's gonna be like Mario Kart's that multiplayer game, and then the single player game is gonna be like Metroid Prime, for example. I think it is actually gonna be Metroid Prime.
Okay. I actually think it's gonna be, so Mario Kart will definitely be there, and the way I feel Nintendo usually does their launch titles is that they'll have the hardcore Nintendo fan long running title, Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess on the Wii, Super Mario Sunshine on the GameCube, or no, sorry, it was Metroid Prime on the GameCube. But they usually have a new IP that showcases the system and its features, where you would have that Wii Sports, you would have Nintendo Land on the Wii U, you would have Pilot Wings Resort on the 3DS, and you would have 1-2 Switch on the Switch 2. I'm pretty sure we will see one of those new IP specifically made to showcase the hardware games there on day one for the launch titles.
Yeah.
So
and then for the OG Switch, there was also like I think it was in like a few months after, it was also ARMS as well. So.
Yep, ARMS. And I'll go ahead and say that we will have another new IP that is more for the hardcore gamer, not for the casual audience. Okay. That will be like an ARMS style new IP as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's 2 for me.
Got it.
So those are the 2 first party games. Definitely one of them being launch title, one of them being like at least in the first 3-4 months. But let's see, for third party on launch day, I don't think we're gonna see a launch day third party exclusive. Maybe like an indie game or something, but nothing big. But I'm gonna say I think Square Enix will have an exclusive game, an exclusive RPG of some sort. Most likely Team Asano. I'm just gonna say it's Team Asano as well. And an exclusive third-party Square Enix Team Asano game in the first year of the Switch.
Okay. So that's gonna be like the exclusive third party. Okay.
Time for sure. It's gonna come eventually to others, but it's gonna be exclusive.
Like Triangle Strategy or something like that.
Yep.
Okay.
I think Team Asano is like they launch on, like, even though Octopath Traveler 2 launched on PlayStation at the same time, I think just because it's a new console and everything, they want to get that exclusive going at least for a year or so.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Any third parties you can think of?
Yeah, I think Ubisoft is gonna show something Rayman, and I think it's gonna be exclusive for it. Cause I know they're cooking up something Rayman. I don't know if it's gonna be exclusive. I don't know if it's gonna be a 2D game. I don't know if it's gonna be Rayman and Rabbids. But I think the dev team is Ubisoft Milan that's doing the Rayman game. But there is something Rayman coming, so I think it's gonna be on the Switch, and I think it'll be something that Nintendo would want to show off. So, but yeah, so I'll say that I'll say a Rayman game.
Okay. All right. I guess we can do back and forth.
Okay.
One Nintendo first party, one third party.
Okay.
So I said I'm not gonna count Metroid Prime just because
we already
know about it.
Yep.
But I think we're gonna see 2 new IP in the first year.
Okay.
So I'm saying that as 2. So my third one, we are gonna see Kid Icarus Uprising remastered or remake, and if not that, a new Kid Icarus game in general.
Okay.
Something Kid Icarus.
Sakurai,
of course, he's gonna be involved.
Okay. I could be down with that. But it's gonna be announced though, not released.
What do you mean?
Like you think they're gonna release it in the first year, or you think it's gonna be like
year.
Okay, that'd be sick. Okay. For me, like I said, I think the launch is gonna be kind of light, so just kind of like how the Switch OG Switch launch kind of was.
Well,
I think that they're gonna do.
Year.
Yeah, I know. We're talking about the launch year now. I think that they're gonna have like this 2-month cadence, so it's gonna be like every 2 months you're gonna get like a new first party like Nintendo game, or something from Nintendo. So I will say within the first year, I'm gonna say we're gonna get another Splatoon.
Okay, I definitely see that. Yeah, that actually was gonna be one of my next choices as well. Splatoon 4 is basically a given within the first year.
Maybe ARMS 2? No, I'm just kidding.
I hope, but that's the Mario Kart team, so
yeah.
I don't think they have both of those ready.
Got it. All good. Okay, so yeah, I'll go with the Splatoon.
Okay. So third party. All right, we got Square Enix. You said Ubisoft. For whatever reason, I just don't feel like Ubisoft has the capacity like they did back in 2017 to be working on an exclusive Switch game.
Okay.
Plus, knowing Ubisoft, we would have already heard about it because all of their games leak.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess. So this is because this is a third-party studio, but it is published by Nintendo, I believe.
Okay.
I think the Snipper Clips team is gonna make a game, an indie style game, smaller game for the launch of the Switch 2. If not on day one, it'll be within the first 3 months.
Okay. All right, I got one. Are we talking about first party right now or third party?
That was my third party.
That was your third party? All right. I think Windblown's gonna be there. I think that's gonna be a game that Nintendo would want to show off.
Which one?
Windblown.
Okay. Is that gonna be the first console platform we see Windblown?
Ooh. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go yeah with that.
All right, I can see that. So back on first party, I did say I'm just gonna take yours because I was gonna use that one next. Splatoon 4, so that's mine.
Okay.
So go ahead. First party. Where do we get in?
All right, we're gonna get we're gonna get a Mario sports game, and
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
just gonna be one sport. It's not just gonna be golf. It's gonna be all the sports, and they're
Okay.
all gonna be good. No,
Oh,
I'm just
so
kidding.
we're getting the Mario Sports Superstars, but it's actually good this time.
Yeah, we're getting the good version of that.
So,
Free to play too.
oh yeah, now all right, you pushing it, pushing it now. I might come back to that one.
Okay.
For my next first party one.
Sure.
Okay. The what is it? The third party.
Yeah.
Third party game. I'm gonna count because I'm gonna say this as because it's a third party that's working on a first party IP.
Okay.
We're gonna get some kind of Nintendo Warriors game, a Musuo
Okay.
from Koei Tecmo, and that's gonna be within the first year. I'm gonna say it's gonna be in 2026, but still in the first 12 months of the console's launch.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say it's Xenoblade. Xenoblade Warriors, or whatever they want to call it. That's what we're gonna get.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good one actually. That is one of the franchises that they haven't touched yet for that. Because they've done Zelda and they've done Fire Emblem. Okay, yeah, I could see a Xenoblade one. That'd be sick. Okay, for me, I'm gonna this is technically Xbox first party, but we're gonna see something Xbox. It's gonna be something new though. So I'm gonna say like Doom, the new Doom game. We'll see that.
We know that's going. We need exclusives though. We're talking about.
Oh, we need exclusives.
Yeah, third party exclusives, not just third parties.
Okay. Okay. Fuck. I'm stumped. Hades 2? Maybe?
Hades 2 first launch on Nintendo Switch 2?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay, I can definitely see that because Hades 1 was a Switch exclusive timed.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. That'd
actually
be sick though, because it's the Switch 2 and Hades 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the first time they're doing a number 2 as well. The team that made Hades. Yeah.
See,
that's mine.
Everybody, look, don't just say it's only Nintendo. When you hit the jackpot, you gonna put a number 2 on it. Like they were doing new IP every single time, but as soon as that Hades started hitting the numbers, they were like, "Come on, guys, there's no way we don't do a Hades 2."
Exactly.
Switch was doing the numbers. They were like, we not gonna do the Wii U switcheroo anymore. We gonna put a 2 on it. Call it a day.
Bro, you seen people were complaining how the 2 looked? You seen that shit?
You mean Gene Park?
Bro, yeah, he was. I seen other people too,
Oh,
but yeah, I seen a lot of people on Twitter complaining. They're like, "Oh, it's just a boring ass 2." Like, bro, it's a fucking number. Like, who cares?
Yeah, you know
that shit was funny.
The internet, they gonna find something
for sure.
Okay. All right, I like that Hades 2 pick.
Okay.
I'm actually kind of upset. I didn't think about that. All right. So we're back on first party.
Yeah.
This is the 4th first party.
Okay.
I believe. So, let's see. All right, my last 2. This is from the heart. It might not be what's actually gonna happen, but I'm willing it into existence.
Okay.
It's time for Star Fox to make his return.
Okay.
Star Fox is coming back to the limelight as a big franchise for Nintendo. And in this way, I mean, this is the Star Fox where they're gonna go all out. They're not gonna half-ass do another remake of Star Fox 1. This is gonna be the Star Fox where they put some respect on his name.
Okay. Okay, yeah, Star Fox would be fun.
And I'm gonna go on a limb and say that Ubisoft is co-developing it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say Ubisoft is co-developing it.
Okay. Sick.
So yeah, that's my first party. I said the 2 new IP, and then I said no, this is fifth for me at least, because I did do 2 at the beginning.
Okay.
So this is my 5th one.
All right. Wait, you just said 2 of them, right? Or no? Am I tripping?
No, it's the Star Fox. That's my 5th one.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Okay, so
you
that's a good
can
pick.
do 2 because you're about to have your 4th now.
Gotcha. All right, I'm gonna say we're gonna get a Luigi's Mansion 4.
Luigi's Mansion 4.
We're gonna get a
let me
Luigi's
see.
Mansion
3
4.
came out 2021 or 2022.
Luigi's Mansion 3 release date? No, it came out 2019.
Oh man, I was way off. Oh yeah, I can. Okay. Next Level also did Strikers.
Okay.
That was definitely 2022. I remember that. So yeah, if they're on that 3-year cadence, they could definitely have another Luigi's Mansion up their sleeves. I can see that. Okay.
And then this is my last one.
Yeah. Or no, one more.
Right.
You got one more after this.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna leave my troll on for the last one then. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna will it into existence. We're gonna get a new Punch-Out game.
Ooh, that's also Next Level.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh God.
So you think they gonna
have
Luigi's
2?
Mansion? Or you think they gonna have 2 ready for launch?
Bro, I would love a new Punch-Out though. Those Punch-Out games are so simple, but they're hella fun. And like the little Punch-Out mini game in the Plucky Squire got me like really wanting one, like low key. Yeah, you said they're the same studio though, huh? That made Luigi's Mansion and Punch-Out.
Yeah.
Okay, nah, we're not gonna see Punch-Out. All right, we'll see a new Xenoblade game announced. I don't know if it'll come out, but we'll see a little teaser of it.
Okay. So announcement in the first year.
Yeah.
All right. Was that 2?
That was that was 2.
Okay. All right. Last for third party. All right. You ready for this one?
Go for it.
This is my just Hail Mary play.
Okay.
All right. For third party exclusive,
Okay.
we are gonna see
GTA 6? No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say that as a joke, but what's it called? From Soft exclusive Nintendo Switch 2 new IP.
Okay.
It's happening.
That's sick.
And you know what it's gonna be? Actually, it's
Bloodborne
2. I was gonna say it's not gonna be a new IP. It's gonna be Bloodborne 2.
That'd be hella funny. Oh man, I would love to see it. I would love to see that. Damn. Okay. So Miyazaki, big Miyazaki coming out. Switch 2?
You know, he hasn't been putting out on the Switch, and
He hasn't put nothing out on the Switch.
Nintendo was like, all we got was Dark Souls remastered, and like, you know, this time we gonna get some of that love. We need that FromSoft love, and it's gonna happen.
Did we get the Did you remember how like in the OG Switch we got like that like board that said like, oh, these are all of our partners? You know what I'm talking about? Did we get that for the Switch too?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Were they on there?
Yeah, they were definitely on there.
Okay, then yeah, I could see
Well, I guess not. Was FromSoft on it? I know Bandai Namco was on there. I can actually pull that up. They put that out at the same time that they announced the backwards compatibility for the Switch in that tweet, and then they had a lot of information.
Then I might have missed it then.
Let me see. I can pull it up on the screen and I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Nintendo Switch 2. Here it is. A sampling of Nintendo Switch partners. Or, oh no, here it is. That's the old one. Okay, here's the new one. Strengthening relationships with software publishers. I'll just post the picture in the Discord.
Okay.
Wait, let me not do it there. I'll do it here.
Wow, an exclusive FromSoft game on the Switch 2 would be fucking crazy. That would be a Hail Mary, like we got our fucking balls on the desk like type move right there. We got it. We got all the balls on the
Hey man, if it happens,
that's crazy. I want to see it happen, dude. I want to see that happen now that you said it.
Where's this picture? Let's see. What was it even called?
Imagine we're partnering with Activision to announce Sekiro 2 exclusive.
Bruh. The pain that would cause.
That would be crazy.
Hold on. Image 35. Okay, my bad. For some reason, it's not sorting by the newest. I'm trying to actually look through all of these pictures. Here it is. Okay. I'm posting it now. So yeah. From Software is on there. Specifically From Software and Bandai Namco.
Nice. Okay. And Ubisoft's on there too? Okay. Who's Gung Ho?
Gung Ho, that they do a lot of mobile stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right.
So is it my turn or
yeah,
is it
your last third party?
My last third party. And it has to be exclusive.
Has to be exclusive.
Huh. This one's tough, man. Shit. Cause I don't see Capcom. You know, maybe they could, cause they made Monster Hunter Rise exclusive for the Switch for like a minute, and Stories is also exclusive to. Well, it's also on PlayStation? No.
Yeah, it was exclusive.
It was, yeah.
On the 3DS, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Or I guess Monster Hunter Stories 2 was on the Switch and that was exclusive.
Okay, and I can't cop out and be like, oh, they're gonna port Hi-Fi Rush to the Switch 2. Can't just say that, right?
Nah, it gotta be
new. It gotta be.
Gotta be
I don't know.
or at least like and the port from PC to Nintendo only.
Okay. You know what? We're gonna do it. Danganronpa 4
Ooh,
exclusive, Nintendo Switch 2.
okay, okay, I can get down with that. All right, the last one, the big one, the last Nintendo Switch 2 game, or Nintendo Switch first party. It's time.
You want me to go?
Yeah, you can go.
All right. So they're gonna do it. They're gonna pull our favorite mascot out from their deep bag. They're gonna make a full 3D Starfy game. Fully 3D, fully utilized. It's gonna be fucking amazing. That's my pick, bruh. Bring back Starfy, bruh.
I was not expecting Starfy, but okay. Okay. Final first party. It's about that time. With all my unicorn overlord hype.
Okay.
I gotta make this one. Like, I'm ruling it into existence in the first 12 months.
Okay.
We get in that. Actually, I think it's still too early. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
Okay. No. Nah, I'm gonna say it. It's happening. Fire Emblem, baby. Fire Emblem. But it's not gonna be a new Fire Emblem. It's gonna be Fire Emblem Holy War, or the genealogy of the Holy War remake. Fire Emblem 4 remake is happening.
Okay.
We're gonna get that Fire Emblem remake in the first 12 months of the Switch 2's release.
Okay. No Animal Crossing?
No, not in the first year.
No. Not in the first year?
Not, for me, I don't think it's time.
No Smash Bros?
I think they'll give Sakurai a little bit more time.
Okay.
I feel like that's like, it might be 2026, but it'll be not in the first 6 months. Like, it'll be the end of 2026 if it is 2026.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the lineup that I got.
No 3D Mario?
Oh yeah, I guess we both kind of just assume it's there, so we're not even like guessing about it. But yeah,
I'm kind of feeling that way for sure.
That's definitely gonna be there. I think that's a holiday 2025.
Okay. What about Zelda? Anything coming from Zelda, or you think they're just gonna be like, we want you guys to play those older games and just play them better?
Yeah, I don't see any new Zelda or remakes coming in the first year.
Okay.
Second year, probably see a remake, but not the first year.
Got it. All right.
Unless they have some kind of weird spin-off. I don't know.
For sure. Okay. Yeah. Nah, I like it. I like it.
All right. That is the predictions for the Nintendo Switch 2 and the lineup. Any hardware surprises. So yeah. We'll definitely be looking back on this once April 2nd rolls around to see what we've gotten right. Hopefully it's Star Fox.
Nah, hopefully it's Starfy, bruh.
All right, with that, let's move on. I guess the warm-up question ended up being not
a whole topic.
A warm-up.
Yeah. A whole topic.
Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me go back. All right. Let's see. We probably will skip some of these. All right, let's get a quick one out the way. Insomniac Games going through some changes because the CEO, Ted Price, has announced his retirement. 3 new co-studio heads for the studio have been announced. Ryan Schneider, Chad Dezern, and Jin Wang will be his replacement as the co-CEOs or the co-heads of the studio. Now, how you feeling about Ted Price no longer being the head of Insomniac?
Yeah, he's been there forever. He's probably been there since day one.
Yeah, I think he has.
So it was probably his time. He's probably thinking like, yeah, the old guard is all pretty much gone. All these people that I used to work with at Sony, they're probably either in like little pockets, little niches there or like, somewhere else. So he's probably thinking like, yeah, I got my check. They bought us. So it's time to go. So, it is sad because Ted Price really loved Ratchet and Clank. Like I know that, and I love Ratchet and Clank. So that probably means that they're gonna emphasize it even less going forward. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel either positively or negatively towards it. I'm kind of just thinking like, yeah, it was probably his time to go.
Okay. So you kind of answered my second question.
Oh, my bad.
Which was, you think he was asked to step down, or did he leave of his own volition?
Yeah, I think he probably left on his own.
Okay.
What you think?
All right. Well, first off, I could care less if you. No, I love Ted Price.
Yeah.
Insomniac at one point was a studio that I loved from the Ratchet and Clank series on PS2 and PS3 specifically. So I do have some love for Insomniac, and although I don't care for most of their recent games past Sunset Overdrive, I still felt this one was like, okay, like it's the end of an era for sure when it comes to Ted Price leaving.
Absolutely.
As far as I'm with you that I think he just stepped down. It's been 30 years. Not everyone wants to spend their entire life being a CEO or making video games, or sometimes people just realize like, yeah, it's time. If we had more time, I would have like made a whole rant about how PlayStation had sent him on his way because he realized the path that they were going in becoming the Marvel studio, and he wanted to still make the actual fun and quirky games that he's used to, but they kicked him out because of it. But no,
Hey.
I'm just gonna give you my real thoughts.
Okay. No, I mean that could be a possibility. You never know. Because looking at their pipeline, it's looking like just Marvel shit, and that's not what Insomniac was known for. They were known for doing their own thing,
Like Miles Morales.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it is what it is. I guess the next big one to probably leave is probably gonna be like Neil Druckmann, maybe after Intergalactic potentially, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, I did kind of skip over On the Radar, so I'm gonna do this just real quick.
All good, all good.
So On the Radar for this week is Demon Tides, which is a really cool looking 3D platformer from this is their second game in the series, because there was Demon Turf, but this one just looks way more robust and enhanced compared to the first game, and it just looks like some really fun, robust platforming in a sandbox open world, which is my favorite type of 3D platformer. The move set is looking fire. You hear that? You hear that, Astrobot? Move set. Very robust, very extensive move set. There's a spin dash, kind of like from Sonic. You can turn into a bat during your platforming. It seems like there's like an air jump. So there's a lot going on with this game, and the creator is always sharing new clips on Twitter. And yeah, there's also different costumes that you can customize her with, the character. But yeah, this game looks really fun. It looks sick. It looks like what I would expect a 92 Metacritic 3D platformer to look like. But did you get a chance to check it out?
Yeah, I'm actually looking at it right now. Looks cool. I really like the way that they're stringing together different moves. Like I love that.
Yeah. And they also have a speed running mode where you can race player ghosts and race against people's ghosts online, which is also awesome. Yeah. And this is coming out in 2025. Specifically for PC at launch. But the creator did make an emphasis on saying that he would love to see it come to the Nintendo Switch 2 in one of these. So this is another clip where he goes on to say, open world exploration with tons of secrets, deep platforming moveset. He even says deep platforming moveset. That's crazy. Customizable outfits and abilities, self-placed checkpoints, multiplayer racing and graffitis, engaging lore and story. And I think it's this next one where he's talking about the Switch 2 and how he wants to see this game running on that Switch 2. Switch 2, baby. Oh no! So this one actually shows that there's a talisman, that because the first game was a 2D, like the sprites were 2D, but it was in 3D space. So he basically showed that you can go back to that art style, which looks really cool.
And it even has like the animation of like stop motion almost.
Yeah. So they're really, like, he's cooking with this game for sure. But here is the one where you're going to say, imagine Demon Tides on the Switch 2 with gyro and mouse controls as extra input options. And then he does the eye emoji and wet emoji, which is kind of gross, but you know, we let it slide. So yeah. I love everything about this game. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of like it feels like it's one of those easy to pick up, hard to master this type of games, where with the moveset and the speed running, you're gonna have so much freedom and creativity on how you complete these levels and complete challenges. So yeah, that is on the radar. Was there anything that you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, I'll actually bring up a game that's coming out tomorrow. It's previously exclusive to the PlayStation. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The PC, some of the people that had access to the PC port, they're actually saying it's a good PC port. I actually was looking at some gameplay of people running it on various different rigs. It seems like they optimized it really well this time. Then I don't see any de novo or any of that stuff on the store page. So it's looking like they actually did a good PC port for a Final Fantasy game day one. So yeah, check that out. I have my qualms with Rebirth, but it actually has a really fun combat system. The story is decent. It's a little convoluted. It kind of has that Nomura jank to it, but it's check it out. Check it out if you're interested. And it's finally off of PlayStation, which means that it could sell more units. It'll sell more copies. But yeah, I'll say my on the radar is.
Will
it?
Though?
I think it will. I think it'll sell pretty good on Steam. Maybe not like amazing, but I think it'll sell all right.
I think it's gonna go bronze.
Bronze?
It's gonna go triple bronze on sales.
Okay.
Because we've seen it now. We don't games do not succeed when they get a second release on PC.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it used to games used to succeed going when you get the second release on PC, but now it just seems like PC players just don't want to they don't care anymore. If it didn't come on day one, they just don't care.
I think it might be a different story with this game just because it's part of Final Fantasy VII.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might help it and it is still relatively new. It's not like a 2 or 3 year wait. It's been a little bit less than a year, so I think I don't know. I think it might actually do well. I don't think it's gonna do as good as 7 Remake did when it first came to PC, which actually did pretty good when it came out, and it's it's regarded pretty well as a Steam Deck game as well. And I think Rebirth is hold on, let me actually check. I think they announced that it is Steam Deck compatible. So let's see. Yeah, it's actually Steam Deck verified. So
yeah, they had a Steam Deck verified from before launch.
Oh wow, okay,
which
nice.
Because they had to optimize for a certain piece of hardware, and they were like, well, we're already got it optimized for this device that's actually gonna sell, so might as well do it for the Steam Deck too.
Okay.
So yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, I fucks with it. Shout out to I'm gonna pick it up eventually, not day one. I'm waiting for it to go on sale and then I'll play it on PC.
It's actually on sale. It's on a 30% off sale.
Oh, 30%?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Why you tell
I think
me
it's
that?
$48. $48 right now.
Why'd you tell me that?
And the sale ends tomorrow.
Why did you tell me that? Why did you do this?
Hey, I mean, it's not a bad game. It deserves to be played, in my opinion. It is one of the better games that came out last year. So, I mean, it's and it's a good PC port too, which is not common, especially with Unreal Engine. So I don't know. I think it's a win. I think they actually cooked with this one.
No doubt. All right, last, or why am I saying last? Or maybe it is last. We'll see. Let me bring it up. Okay, we can skip that. All right, here, or I guess we'll just say our little tidbits. So, Dragon Age: The Veilguard reportedly missed EA's expectations by 50% with around 1.5 million players.
Okay.
So this is a game that I enjoyed my time with, and I thought a lot of the hate for this game was overblown and over-exaggerated, but sales don't lie. At the end of the day, people did not pick this game up as EA thought that they would, and it just did not meet the expectations of the fans at the end of the day. So what do you where do you think BioWare goes from here? And the Dragon Age franchise in general, is it over for them?
Yeah, it's Dragon Age. Unfortunately, Velgar is probably gonna be the last one. Um, Also the lady that directed the game, I think, left.
Yes.
So yeah, she's gone, and I think BioWare is on a relatively short leash now. I thought Velgard was good, and it still has really good reviews on Steam. I think it's at a very positive right now. So people do think that it's a relatively good game. Oh, it's actually at mixed now. What the fuck? Yeah, I think it's Jover for Dragon Age though. I don't think that they're gonna come back to it. 1.5 mil. That's as much as Astrobot. Not that great. So
yeah, we're always disappointed when something only sells 1.5 million, and it's a AAA game from a big franchise. That's how I feel about 1.5 million.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but yeah, and regarding Bio, like I said, I think they're on a short leash. I do think that we'll still get another Mass Effect.
Oh yeah, I mean it's too late in the project for them to just be like, oh, well, canceling Mass Effect as well.
Yeah,
I think they'll wait for Mass Effect to drop, and if Mass Effect does the same, I think BioWare is out of there.
Yeah, I agree.
As for, yeah, it's sad. Let me see. What was I about to say?
The culture war got to that game.
Yeah, Culture War was definitely heavy-handed on this one. But even outside of the Culture War, the Dragon Age fans were not happy with the writing, which I can definitely understand. I think this game would have had a better chance of succeeding if they would have took that gameplay and made a new IP out of it, rather than making it a Dragon Age game, because it did stray pretty far from what Dragon Age is. Even though every Dragon Age kind of goes in its own direction, there is still some glue that kind of holds the franchise together, and this one kind of just ripped away from the franchise's writing style, and it's even the art style. Even though the art style changes as well, I feel like they made it a little too, like they went a little too far out of the scale of a Dragon Age game, and the fans responded very negatively to it. So although I like the more gameplay focused approach, I think at the end of the day, the Dragon Age fans are there for the writing and the story more than they are for the gameplay. So that's my take on it.
Yeah.
All right. Next piece of quick news: Doom: The Dark Ages is possibly releasing on May 15th, according to an article from Game Cult that has since been taken down. So, I was thinking June, but May is right there. It feels like the best, that like right after Avowed. So I'm still thinking Avowed is February. I'm thinking South of Midnight is April.
Okay.
And then if Doom is May, this is the best first half of a year that Microsoft has ever had, because they love having all the games come out in that back half of the year. This is the first time I've seen such a loaded, I guess 2023, they had Hi-Fi Rush, and in April was Minecraft Legends, May was Redfall, which we do not talk about, and then Starfield was September. So that one was kind of fleshed out.
Yeah.
But this one is like that first half is, if it hits like I think it is, yeah, that first half is looking crazy.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
it's kind of weird that we've gotten the leak for Doom and not a South of Midnight, right?
yeah. But I think this might just be not like an Xbox dev direct leak, but more of a Bethesda leak.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
At least that's how I'm looking at it. I don't think this is like someone saw the dev direct and then saw the release date. Because I think we would be seeing someone like Jez or other people, maybe Jeff Grubb, kind of corroborating it.
For sure.
But yeah, it seems like we might be. Oh yeah, I almost forgot that the dev direct is tomorrow, which we will be live streaming at 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Central. So make sure you guys tune in. Subegos, will you be free at that time? Or
Yes, I will. I will try my best to wake up. I will do my best. I'll try to take a little melatonin at like 12 or something, so I could get some sleep for sure.
All right, no doubt.
But it'll already be done when this episode comes up or goes up.
Yep.
So I'll be there.
All right. It'll be. Wait. No. You weren't on the first stream that we did.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. The first stream that I was on live with you guys was that PlayStation Direct with the State of Play with Concord.
Oh yeah, that was February. So but this is gonna be basically like our anniversary of the first live stream that we ever did, because the first live stream we did with Project Untitled was the Dev Direct. Yeah, the Dev Direct 2024. So
nice.
All right. So that is that.
Exciting.
All right, another quick tidbit. Balatro has now sold 5 million units. It was previously 3.5 million on December 11th. So that is a little over a month and some change. They have made another 1.5 million. And it seems like ever since it got nominated for Game of the Year and hit mobile, the sales have just been spiking. And unlike a game that actually won Game of the Year, we've seen a giant boost in sales because of that Game of the Year nomination. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, Balatro, man, it's getting the respect that it definitely deserves. It feels like it's getting the same recognition that It Takes Two got once it won Game of the Year. And you just saw like the sales just keep rising because of that, and more people talked about it. But It Takes Two won Game of the Year for that to happen. Like, it's crazy that this was only nominated and we're seeing the sales spike like this. But I also do put a lot of that to it being on mobile and being an actually good mobile game. Like, it plays really well as a mobile game.
For sure.
But yeah, anything you wanted to add to that?
The real Game of the Year? Balatro?
Yeah, Balatro Game of the Year. Tell Chuck about it.
It's a fun ass game, man. It deserves it.
All right, let's see. Okay, last piece of little news. I just thought this one was funny. Moon Studio CEO believes a new Banjo-Kazooie game could rival 3D Mario sales. And this is his tweet. They have been sitting on Banjo-Kazooie with nothing happening there, even though a really talented developer could probably make a Banjo game that could rival 3D Mario and probably sell similar numbers. All right. First off, this man is smoking crack. He's smoking the finest crack, the like high quality crack. That is what he is smoking. Banjo. All right, first off, let's look at what Mario numbers looks like. Mario Odyssey is at 30 million. I think 29 million if it hasn't hit 30 million already. Super Mario Wonder was at like 15, 16 million the last time I remember. If we're talking about 2D Marios. and that game came out in 2023. So Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo. We just had Astrobot, 92 meta, and backed by the most beloved IP in gaming. Only sell 1.5 million. Banjo is not doing this. Banjo is going triple aluminum. He could hit 99 meta, triple aluminum on the sales. He's getting 10 cans as his plaques on the wall. Banjo-Kazooie is not doing any type of numbers, no matter how good that game is, because it is just not an appealing IP. I don't think it has any kind of appeal as far as selling. I think it'll be a good game to add to Game Pass and bolster the library, but Banjo is just not him. No aura, no riz. Like, he's just not that guy, bro. That's all I gotta say. So am I wrong? Am I being too harsh with Banjo?
I think if they like launch it on like all platforms, like if they do like launch it on like
I'm pretty
Switch.
sure if any Banjo comes out, it's on all platforms, especially the Switch.
Yeah, I honestly could see it doing good. Like I could see it doing maybe like more than Astrobot, like that 2, 3, maybe 4 mil. But I don't see it doing like 10, 15, 20 mil. Like I don't see it doing that. So
I don't see it doing mil.
Nah, if it launches, oh, I was gonna say like if it launches on Game Pass, then I could see like a lot of players checking it out. So I could see those player counts being like in the millions, but not like 10, maybe like 5, if that.
5,000 maybe. 500.
I would play it. That's hella funny.
Come on, man. Look, bro, I hate Banjo. I don't know if you know this. Like, I don't hate him as much as I hate Crash.
Yeah.
But I definitely hate Banjo. I hate the stupid ass soundtrack that just plays different renditions of the same song at every world. I hate his stupid ass laugh that he be doing. Oh, goofy ass game.
That's funny. I've never played a Banjo, so I would check it out, honestly. But nah, I don't see it. No Mario though. Definitely no Mario.
All right, I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead before the Banjo Bros come after me.
We're still hoping.
Okay. So, Earthblade, a game upcoming game action RPG from the creators of Celeste, has sadly been canceled. This one actually broke right before the show, and this is just sad because I love Celeste, one of my favorite indie games of all time. Like Hades, Celeste, and then the fact that they were like Switch exclusives. Both of those games are like peak, and Hollow Knight, that was also a Switch exclusive for a long time. All three of those are peak indie games of this generation, or last generation I should say. And once they announced that they are going to an action RPG, I was like, bro, let's go. Put the platforming, it's a Metroidvania I should say, the platforming of Celeste with some combat, bro. I was in love with this game from day one. Now the first showing of it didn't really look like anything too special. It kind of just, it didn't really show anything that made me like, oh bro, this is crazy. But I just had faith in that team, because they also made another one of my favorite like multiplayer games that a lot of people don't talk about, which is Towerfall Ascension. And that game is kind of like a 4-player free for all. Actually, it's 6 players on the Switch. 6-player free for all Smash. I wouldn't say Smash, but it's like a battle royale kind of game where everyone has a bow and arrow, and you have a limited number of arrows. And you're basically trying to take each other out in this arena style stage that's like moving. It's like has traps and it's moving around, and basically you're just trying to be the last one standing at the end of the round. And you play like multiple rounds. Whoever wins the most rounds wins. But that game is a hilarious and fun party game. And then they made Celeste, which ended up being like an amazing platformer. So I was like, okay, they're about to three-peat with their next one. Especially like them going to action RPG. I'm like, yeah, this might be their magnum opus. So to see this one get canceled, it hurt. But yeah, how you feeling about this cancellation?
Yeah, this I don't like to see any cancellations happen. Oh, also, I was gonna say I don't see a recording thing for the Adobe podcast.
Yeah, I didn't start recording on it, but I never hit record on it, but I do have the OBS one recording. So
okay, good. Okay, yeah, no, this is sad. I feel bad for our guy. Was it Spitta that had it on his?
Yeah.
I feel bad for, he had to waste one of his picks on that game. But yeah, no, this is sad. I still actually need to play Celeste. I got it for free, I think, when it was on like Games for Gold or something like that. So I have it, but I never played it. But yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Celeste. So yeah, this is sad. I don't like this.
Yeah, it just comes with development though. There's especially indie developers, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Yeah. It's not coming together, and that's just how it is. But hopefully they can pick themselves back up, start up a new game, and it all comes together and hits like we would expect from the next game after Celeste. All right, let's move over to the big one and our final topic. PlayStation just canceled a couple of new games and possible third game that may not be canceled. So we'll talk about that one a little later. But this came from Jason Schreier, where he reported that Ben Studio had their game canceled. Their multiplayer live service game was canceled, and Bluepoint's live service game, which was actually a God of War live service game that was being worked on. Now, first and foremost, when everyone realized that when we found out that Bluepoint was working on the original game that isn't a remake or remaster, everybody was like, hell yeah, they made amazing remakes, and now we're gonna see what they can do with a new game that's their own original game. I never in a million years thought that, one, it was live service, and two, it was God of War. Like, how, first off, who pitched this? I'm pretty sure Bluepoint did not go up to Sony and say, man, we just thought of a crazy like live service God of War idea. This just smells like Sony was like, yeah, we need live service games. Bluepoint, see what you can do with God of War. Like, that's literally what it feels like. But did this surprise you to find out that Bluepoint was working on a live service God of War this whole time?
Yeah, for sure. I did not expect that.
How do you feel about that, or the potential of like what if
like what kind of game was it?
Yeah, like if this was still on the table, on the cards, and they announced that they were making a God of War live service. Would this be something that excites you, or would you just be like, what the fuck?
Oh hell yeah, no, dude. I honestly, all these games that they've canceled, I would have probably been intrigued with all of them because, like, I want more multiplayer stuff. Like, there's only so many ways that you can interact with a single player game, you know. So it's like, and there's way more ways you can interact with the multiplayer game. So it's like I wanted all of these. Like I would have liked to see how all of these turned out. But
See, that's exactly why I'm glad you my co-host. I was thinking I was setting you up that you were gonna like not like the idea of a God of War live service like everybody else, but then I was like, no, this is fucking bagels I'm talking about.
nah, bro. Like I want that shit, bro. I wanted all these games. Like I was listening to Xbox too, and he was saying like Days Gone could be like fun in like a multiplayer setting, and
Exactly.
I was seeing that vision too. I was like, yeah, that would have been fun, like taking on hordes of zombies, like those big ass hordes like there are in that game with like multiple people. Like that would have been sick.
I actually thought that Days Gone was going to be multiplayer when they first announced it,
Yeah.
and I literally didn't buy it just because it was only single player. Because I was already like spoiled by Dying Light. After playing Dying Light in 4-player co-op, I was like, why would I want to play a single player open world, especially like an open world zombie game? I don't want to play a single player open world zombie game after like Dying Light basically perfected that.
Exactly.
But I'm with you on the God of War, because when they showed the Valhalla DLC, the first thing I said was, man, this would be pretty cool as a live, not even a multiplayer game. This would just be cool if you expanded this and made it into a ongoing adventure that gets updated with that roguelike element and made it like a live service, and maybe you can buy skins and cosmetics and even like buy different characters that you can run through these roguelike challenges with. Like, because people, every time people hear live service, they automatically think multiplayer, but you can make live service and be single player. We've seen Assassin's Creed do this multiple times. We've seen what's some other good ones, like Dead Cells. That is basically a live service single player indie game that is just always constantly. Vampire Survivors as well. So like you can do live service and still be a single player game.
Yeah.
But I did have a multiplayer version of God of War that I thought of when I saw this, and I was like, bro, now I need this. Take the classic God of War style and make it into a Diablo-like with multiplayer.
Okay.
And you can play as champions of different gods. So like you can be a champion of Zeus, of Hades, of any of the gods. You're basically, you get to choose your class, I guess, and your class will be one of the champs, and you'll basically have powers from those gods, and that'll be your class. So you'll be, if you're Zeus, a champion of Zeus, you'll have like lightning powers, and that'll be your class abilities. And if you're like, I don't even, I'm trying to think of people for some, like Hermes, you'll have like speed and agility. So they'll basically have different classes for each god. And obviously you can always update and add more, as like maybe start off with 6 classes, 6 gods, and you add more gods later. I was like, bro,
that's a great idea.
and I'm like, why can I think of this? Like, who's at the table at Sony? You know who's not at the table? Connie Booth. because this wouldn't have happened. No, I'm just playing. Shuhei Yoshida, this wouldn't have happened. But we're not gonna talk about, or we didn't get a chance to talk about the Shuhei Yoshida interview, but from the tidbits that he dropped, especially with him joking, quote unquote, that he may have possibly been pushed out of head of PlayStation Studios because he would have pushed back on these live service pushes, which I don't agree that he should be pushing back on the live service. I think PlayStation needs live service. And I want PlayStation to have live service games. And even, I mean, really, it don't even have to be live service for me. I just want them to have multiplayer games.
Exactly, yeah.
But when you like look at the people who have left PlayStation, and some of them, it just feels like it was for no reason, like Connie Booth. But when you look deeper into it, you see the live service push, you see the culture that they were kind of cultivating at PlayStation prior to this live service push. It makes sense why some of the heads there are no longer there anymore, and it just feels like we have a completely different PlayStation. And the succession of Herman Holst, I still don't understand to this day how he is where he is. The people who used to come from Matt Booty, the people who used to come from Matt Booty and his job, they need to come for Herman Holst. Matt Booty's situation made sense because he was taking indie to AA studios and turning them into AAA. Herman Holst has established studios who have been making AAA games outside of Housemarque.
Yep.
They've been making AAA games. They've been established AAA studios, and they're still dropping the ball constantly. And this is the mismanagement that they need to be talking about. But you don't see the media talking about it. At least not to the extent that they would when it's something that isn't PlayStation related. You don't see the PlayStation fans definitely aren't talking about it.
They're talking opposite.
Yeah, they're talking about, but what about Xbox? That's their answer to anything that has to do with criticism.
Yep.
But yeah, how do you see the situation with the now 2 canceled live service games on top of the other many live service games that have now been canceled or outright failed out of the gate?
Yeah, it's looking like that 30 years of dev time is looking more like 40 years that they've wasted. Like shit. Yeah, you don't even see Jeff talking about this shit either. Like all these industry people are. Jeff
Healy will be the first person to tweet when there's some negative Xbox. Bro, I know he be behind that keyboard just smiling. Xbox just closed down 4 studios. Like, I know this man be smiling, but when PlayStation cancels 2 games, he be silent.
Yeah.
Silent on Twitter. No tweets that day. And then you, like, the most smallest piece of news, he'll come out and be like, "Oh yeah, this just happened." Bro, I'm like, Jeff Keighley, come on, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. It's looking like we're only gonna get 1 or 2 PlayStation games every year. Like, and that's like what else is there except well, I mean, we still might get Fair Games. Marathon is still out there. We'll see. But like I mean, Ghost of Yote. Like, what else are we gonna get? You know, like, I don't know, man. I just.
You know what we are gonna get? third-party exclusives to make up for the gap. All the
Yup.
third-party. Oh, what's that? You having troubles with your game? We gonna drop a couple stacks on you. Yeah,
Phantom Blade.
just drop it on PlayStation only.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically their strategy to make up for the lack of games.
Yeah.
Backdoor deals like Black Myth Wukong.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's how they're gonna. And then the PlayStation fans are gonna eat it up, even though during the PS4 generation, third-party exclusives don't count. But you know, now that they're in the situation that Xbox One was in, now it counts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we are. So there was a potential third game that was also canceled, and that is the Horizon MMO. Not to be confused with the Horizon Online game that's being worked on at Guerrilla. This is an MMO by NCSoft that was in the works as a kind of third party, or second party, if you want to use that term, project.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a report that game was canceled, but then we got a second report a couple of days later that no, this is in fact still in the works, and there was even a job listing posted after that report was made, still hiring for that game, for the Horizon MMO. So it does seem like it is in fact still live and well. So we'll be keeping an eye out on the Horizon MMO. So it still seems like that's in work. But let me actually just list all the projects that have been canceled in the last year, I believe. I think it's been a year or two. So these are all the live service games. We have Destruction All Stars. It released. It failed. Gran Turismo 7. I think that game was a success. I think it did.
I would agree.
Yeah. Helldivers 2. That one released, and it was definitely successful. Had a very successful launch. Rough patches, but I think it's still going strong. Concord. Grand opening, grand closing. Fair games to be determined. Horizon MP and Horizon MMO to be determined. Marathon to be determined. All right, now for the canceled, or actually no, here are our upcoming unannounced games, which is Media Molecules live service game, which I didn't know Media Molecule was working on a live service game, but seeing how everything is going, that would make sense. Bungie's Gummy Bears, which we talked about previously. Jason Blundell's LA Studio game. That was the new studio that they opened up. Or not PlayStation. I don't think it's PlayStation Studio, but it's a studio that PlayStation is working with that just opened up. And then as far as the canceled games, we have The Last of Us Online, canceled. Twisted Metal, canceled. So Last of Us Online was being done by Naughty Dog. Twisted Metal was being done by Firesprite. Spider-Man The Great Web was being done by Insomniac Games. That was canceled. London Studios live service game was canceled, and the studio was closed down. God of War live service game with Bluepoint, that was canceled. Ben Studios live service game also canceled. So when we got the announcement that there will be 12 live service games coming from PlayStation, it's looking, if those 12 have already, like, if the 12 is in this list, it's already, like, you already lost. Like, it's already bad if that is the 12 games that they were talking about.
Yeah.
So where do they go from here? Do you think the move is to keep making live service games and just wait for, because let's see, out of their release games, I'll say out of the released and canceled games, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they're 1 and 11 right now, or I guess Gran Turismo, they're 2 and 11. So do you think they should just go with those odds? Like, you know, if we hit another Helldivers 2, we can maybe make up for the 9 that closed down or failed, or like the cancellations and the failures, you know. Or do they just go back to what they know and just go back to the single player push?
I think that they're still gonna try doing a live service, but I don't think it's gonna be like very often. Like we might maybe get one like every other year, let's say. Like maybe outside of this year, if we do get Fair Games and Marathon, like I think it'll be like maybe like every other year type of cadence, and maybe we'll only get like 1 or 2. But I think that they're gonna maybe look more into third parties doing their live services versus their own studios. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like this. Like they're not gonna do like a God of War, blah blah blah, like a Last of Us, all this stuff. Like I don't think it's gonna be like that. I think it's gonna be something different.
Okay. Yeah, I think if they didn't already hit a success with Helldivers 2, I think they probably would have just abandoned ship completely. Mm-hmm. But I do think that they are gonna keep going with this strategy, not in its current form at least.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna take an approach kind of like what Bungie did with the smaller team working on Gummy Bears while they have the big team working on Marathon. Maybe we'll just see, because Xbox has basically done it the right way. Ninja Theory made a live service game, Bleeding Edge, and it failed, but it didn't really matter because they had a very small team working on it. It was small in scale and scope, and it wasn't the main project that they were working on. Ninja Theory was still working on Hellblade 2 and Project Mara. But, you know, if Bleeding Edge would have worked out, it would have been big for them and it would have cost them next to nothing. And that's what they were hoping for. Because live service games, multiplayer games, it's not always about having the most like high budget game that ends up being the one that is the success. Because look at Pal World. That game does not look the best. It doesn't play the best. It just had a really fun concept and really good ideas. And that game ended up being one of the biggest successes of the last year. And that's what PlayStation needs to be looking at. They need to not... They're trying to make PlayStation single player experiences in a multiplayer capacity, and that's just not working. That is not gonna... That's why they're losing so much money on this initiative. The entirety of Naughty Dog, like the main team at Naughty Dog should not have been doing Last of Us Part 2. The main team at Naughty Dog should have been doing... Or sorry, not Last of Us Part 2, Factions 2. The main team at Naughty Dog should have been doing Intergalactic, while a small team was doing Factions. But they've been doing it the other way around. And that's why they're in this drought that we see them in as far as game releases, but also these big budgets being like, the games already have huge budgets while they're getting canceled, so they're losing so much money on all these cancellations, as well as a lot of time that could have went towards a game that would have been better suited for that studio. Absolutely. But yeah, like I said, I think they're just gonna keep trucking at a smaller scale, slower pace. I think they were rushing it when they got into it the when they did this initiative, because they, I mean, at the end of the day, they need this. They need live service to survive. Even Shuhei Yoshida said, like, the push to PC and the live service push and the remasters, remakes, that is because they cannot afford to keep making those single player games at the rate that they would like.
Mm-hmm.
So they need live service games to be recurring revenue that can fund the games that their fan base wants. And the worst part about this is that their fan base has basically been trained to not want the games that PlayStation needs to survive.
Exactly.
The PS4 era basically started that whole single player only, no multiplayer game. Like, multiplayer games aren't real games. They started this initiative themselves and fed them with that initiative, and now they want to turn them into multiplayer gamers. But like, they're pushing back on them, and every time they even talk about multiplayer or live service, they, like, the fan base gets angry. But this is their own making. They did this to themselves. Nintendo and Xbox have always been about variety. Oops, headphones came off. Always been about variety, and basically they have, like, they touch a lot of genres, and they touch multiplayer and single player, and they do both effectively, and their fan bases are there for most of it. I won't say every single game that they put out their fan base shows up, but they have fan bases, whether niche or like very dedicated ones, because even like Age of Empires has a very dedicated base, and the RTS and strategy games at Microsoft have a very dedicated base. Same with like Metroid. Yes, they don't sell as much as Mario, but there's a dedicated, like, the 3 million, they show up for Metroid every time. That 2 to 3 million, they'll always be there for Metroid. Metroid might not sell that 30 million like Mario, but the base will always be there for that, because that's what, because they know that Nintendo makes all of these different genres and different varieties of games.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that is basically where we're at when it comes to PlayStation. I think it's just gonna take a couple hits on the multiplayer side. Basically how we went through the phase of getting rid of Dude Bro Xbox. How it took a while for people to start to come to terms with the Sunset Overdrives and the Sea of Thieves, and like, now we look back on Sunset Overdrive fondly, and people are like, man, we really didn't give Sunset Overdrive the chance it really deserved. And so absolutely. I think now, if a Sunset Overdrive would have dropped, it would have been a different story, because now Game Pass has basically turned the Xbox fan base into players who try a lot of different genres and a lot of different games.
Absolutely.
But yeah, anything you wanted to add on the, like, PlayStation's live service future, or where you think they're going from here?
I don't know. I feel like they're, like, I can kind of get a gauge on what they're doing, but still, it's just like their output's very, very not that great. But you know, as it is with PlayStation, it only takes one game, and then everyone's back on board. It
takes one game and a lot of media to come and suck them off, and then it's all the uphill from there.
Exactly. But yeah, a little tidbit that I remember from the interview with Shuhei and Greg. Mm-hmm. The tidbit that stood out the most to me for some reason was how he commented on Horizon, and like to start it off, he said Horizon was an amazing concept. He never said Horizon was an amazing game.
I'm glad that Shuhei knows what's up.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, you can tell. Like, and it was funny when Greg asked him like who he hates the most um Sony, and his immediate thought was like, my answer should be Herman, but because he took my job, because that's literally how he said it. He was like, I don't hate Sherman, or not Sherman, Herman,
Now we call him Sherman
because
from now on.
yeah, sure, Sherman. But yeah, no, that interview was really good. And it was funny that he said Horizon was an amazing concept. Like, he could have said it was an amazing game, but he didn't say that, So, shout out to him, man, for being fucking real.
Yeah. And man, Herman, like the fact that Herman Holtz got a promotion after Concord is fucking crazy to me. I'll never understand that one. Like, he is literally who's the dude the console dude who did the PS3 and basically caused the I wouldn't say failure, but the backlash for the PS3, and then he went to Xbox, and then he was in charge of the launch of the Xbox One.
I know.
And then he also caused that to fail. Like, I forgot what his name, but he keeps on failing upwards. Like,
yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I forgot his name, but that's basically Herman Holst right now. Every failure leads up. Like, man, what a spectacular failure. You're promoted.
Yeah, I can't find the guy's name. Hold up. I know who you're talking about. It's like this tall, like lanky white guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find his name. It's all good.
But if you didn't have anything else to say, nope. All right.
We're good.
Last topic, new Halo game might be announced.
Okay.
All right, that's it. I forgot. Okay, let me just read it. But it'll be quick. I don't really have too much to say, but I just wanted to at least talk about it since it is the last topic. So this claim comes from Rebs Gaming, and Rebs recently spoke about the imminent announcement of an upcoming Halo game. His tweet revealed that the studio has been playtesting future games for the franchise on a weekly basis. And Rebs Gaming added, since they are this far in development, I expect at least one new Halo game announcement this year. So, any guesses? I'm obviously not thinking it's going to be a main line. I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of a spin-off or some kind of either a spin-off game or a standalone mode from Infinite. Maybe a smaller revival of Tatanka. I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna guess Halo Wars 3 because I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Any guesses from you?
No, I don't. I think they might announce that Halo remake, whatever's been rumored. Hopefully it's not Halo 1. Hopefully it is Halo 3. Crossing my fingers. But I think it's gonna be that remake.
Okay. That's really all I had to say.
Okay.
All right. And with that, that is it. That is all we have for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in, and to all the people leaving comments in the chat. We do appreciate the support. If you like this, hit that like, because we love you guys and it helps us grow this channel. And if you're not subscribed and you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated for when Dual-Wield goes live, or sorry, not live, but when the next episode of Dual-Wield releases every Thursday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Central. And with that, let's get some outros out the way. Subagels, appreciate you for pulling up once again. Where can we find you? What you got going on?
Yeah, so y'all can find me on Twitch. I've been streaming a lot there. I've been trying to make it a habit of, if I'm playing something on my PC or if I'm playing something that's connected down here, I'm just gonna stream myself playing it. Cause why not? So yeah, twitch.tv/Subagels, YouTube. I do have something cooking up. Don't know when it's gonna come out, but stay tuned. YouTube.com/Subagels. Twitter, Instagram, Subeg Dollywell. And that's all my places. I actually want to see more people asking us questions. I would love to see that.
Yeah, man, that'd be great. We need to have like a little write-in section or something.
Yeah.
Try to set that up. All right. As for myself, Don Otaku, you can find me on Twitter at PastaFeet, F3ET. Don't ask. And then actually been on twitch.tv/Don Solo. I've streamed at least once for the last 2 weeks. So
awesome.
Trying to stay consistent. Most likely Mondays and Tuesdays for when I do streams. But yeah, other than that, of course, you can find me right here on YouTube at Don Otaku, where not only do me and Subagels do the Dual-Wield Gaming Podcast, but also every Saturday live, we do the Project Untitled Gaming Podcast, working title, with my day ones. And don't forget, sorry, I'm getting a call right now.
No, you good.
Don't forget, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Central, we will be live streaming the Xbox Developer Direct 2025 special event. So, yeah, man.
Hopefully it's good.
All right, with that, any last words, any wise wisdom we want to leave for the people to get them through the next week?
Yes. Play them games. Get through your backlog. This year's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be hella games that we want to play. So just keep on trucking.
And you don't gotta get every game that you want at launch. You're not gonna play all of those games. It's the year of saving your damn money. Don't buy anything until you are done with that first game. And by the time you get to the game that you wanted, it's gonna be on sale. It always happens. So
absolutely,
just put it off. No need to purchase. Save your money. Them bills been stacking up. I see you. But yeah, that's all I got. With that, let's get out of here. Bye-bye. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your year. Enjoy life. Enjoy everything. Peace out.
Peace.